disappointment that a deal isn't done yet. He also said the Cowboys weren't done yet in free agency. In the NBA, the Spurs return to action tomorrow night against the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is set for 7. It'll be televised from the Frost Center. The Texas Rangers fell 14-3 in their series opener with the Cincinnati Reds yesterday. They'll continue their series today. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, everybody. How we doing? Welcome in. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. I'm your old pal, A.J. Hoffman, and joining me, as always, my old pal, Mr. Rob Thompson. Good morning, Rob.
Hold your applause. I'll be here all week.
Yes.
Hey, welcome to all those that are flying in. San Antonio is now the center of the sporting universe.
We want to open our world to you. And I say that as someone who's been here less than a year. Like I've got any part of San Antonio to give to you.
Oh, you have lots, AJ. You have tasted and become a San Antonian.
The world is yours now, friends. Welcome into our fair city. A lovely place. Lovely place. Hey, good morning, Vic. How you doing, buddy? How you doing, man?
A little hot in here.
Oh, yeah. Just a little.
A tad bit.
Vic,
the noise you hear of the fans.
Why didn't you fix the air conditioning last night, Vic?
Ran out of Freon.
Oh.
The illicit black market Freon.
Or, I'm sorry, refrigerant.
Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Wink. Yeah, in a shocking development here at the Sports Star Studios.
Which is the noise you're hearing.
Our air conditioner is out. Now, we're blessed now because we've got this a portable unit that's blowing in on us.
Pretty remarkable.
I mean, quite frankly, it's
strong.
It's cold in here right now. But the fact that, I mean, you can certainly hear it.
Can you?
I mean, I can. I've got headphones on and I can hear it.
Doing the show from a prop plane in 1945?
A bit.
There it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're doing the show somewhere over Berlin.
Yeah, you can hear it. But there's always something wrong with the AC at this place.
Always.
And it's never the entire building.
No.
It's always like one block of the building, because we have a pretty big little compound here. One block of the building will be extremely hot, while the other is an ice box.
And there's a hallway next to where all of our servers are. It's probably 50 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm not kidding. There's condensation on the windows in one part and 85 in the other. It's not bad in here now. I heard the boys yesterday. It was pretty miserable in here yesterday.
Yeah, they were doing a bunch of crying and bitching.
It got out of hand. Well, they're divas. And, the moment it gets kind of warm, then Joe's makeup starts to melt.
Yeah.
Then his product gives way in his hair, and everything goes south.
Minix had under-boob sweat.
Yeah, Minix had the sweats and
running lifting makeup. It up and wiping it off. Ugh.
Joe looked like Rudy Giuliani standing in front of a porn. Is that your hair running down your face?
Oh, man.
We mock because we are jealous.
Oh, that's right. What? Well, I'm not jealous that we've got the AC working in here today. That's a little bit better.
I'm jealous of just the man that Joe Rygle is.
Of course.
And the lofty aspirations that I can never attain.
Joe, to me, is he's like a television character. Like I picture like whoever the news anchor on King of the Hill is, I imagine if he were to come to life, he would be Joe Rygle.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
he is as South Texas as they come, like,
which is perfection in my mind.
Hey, man,
I aspired to just that. I do. I want to be that. I want people to go, I don't know anything about him, but I can tell you where he's from.
That's right.
He's from somewhere south of Lufkin.
Yes, definitely.
Far south.
Yeah, definitely south of that. We got a fun show planned for you today, ladies and gentlemen. Fun show. Obviously, it is a special week here as we've got some visitors coming into town, not only for the Final Four, but also for the Valero Texas Open.
I'm looking at this is worth its weight in gold, by the way.
How much can we sell them for?
I'm not kidding. This is worth thousands of dollars. What is it? We have a parking pass, and it's the media pass, which literally, I don't want to brag, but we park right next to the players.
Oh, my.
Oh, yeah. We'll see what happens. You know, when the tour guys come into town, they all get themselves a brand-new Cadillac to drive around for a couple of days with their family that you can go buy at the end of this tournament at a little bit of a discount. So we'll be parking our vehicles in the Cadillac lot.
A Scotty Scheffler game-used Cadillac?
You can buy. I don't know. Seriously, I always wondered is if they would autograph
Discount my ass.
if they would autograph the dashboard. Like,
that'd be sweet.
Well, it wouldn't even matter. Just a tour pro. Like, who's this one? I was trying to name a golfer that was random, and the only name that came to mind wasn't a golfer. I was going to say, is that who drove it? I'm not going to say the name that came to mind.
Akash Bhatti?
Yeah, our previous one. No, that would be too easy.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a returning champ. Now, that would be
Ryan Day.
It was driven by Ryan Day, which would mean there'd be some dents because he's not used to driving on this side of the road.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So,
Patrick Cantlay.
There we go. The Patrick Cantlay Audition CT5. Wonder how much that would go for.
I think
seems it would make it worth more, right?
You would think it'd be worth more. I would.
Anyway, we get to park literally right there, and these parking passes are worth their weight in gold. That's why we are who we are.
Now,
we're the talent.
Scotty Scheffler not playing in this event.
Well, see, a pox on his house, he will not win the Masters then.
Well, my thought was this: like, if you could buy his Cadillac that the cops drug him out of and smashed his face into the side of
I'm not sure he's allowed to drive in the United States
I
anymore.
wouldn't think so. He's a thug.
He is a thug and an accused felon. Never convicted. Never convicted. Just accused.
Just accused, but yeah.
Good enough.
I'm hoping to get the Jesper Svensson game-used Cadillac. That's my big hope. The big hope.
Jespers, he's from one of those Norland countries, right?
Sweden.
It'd be electric.
Of course.
You'd be driving the electric
I would
Cadillac.
think so. Maybe Webb Simpson.
No, does Cadillac have like
what a golf name?
Do they still
Webb
have a pickup?
Simpson.
Can you does Cadillac have a pickup in their repertoire?
I'm sure they do.
They did for a minute. They had an Escalade pickup, but I don't think they have one anymore. That would be what Webb Simpson would.
You think
drive.
so? Webb Simpson has the golfiest golf name. That's one of them. Certainly,
that's a golf pro name.
There's a lot of guys from Texas playing in the event, though. I notice as I'm going through, and this is what I love about our fair state is when you go to the players, go to the field for who's playing in the tournament this week. It's got the flags of their nations all around, unless you're from Texas, and then it's got a Texas flag.
Well, as I have traveled, and I frequent Denmark and the likes on a fairly regular basis.
Yes, but never in the good seating.
No, I'm always traveling light. But honestly, wherever I go, when people ask where you're from, my response is Texas.
Instead of like America.
And it's knee jerk. I don't do it on purpose. And people abroad have always told me that's typical. Most people, when we ask where you're from, they'll say the United States, unless you're from Texas.
Really?
And the rest of the world knows that.
They know Texas?
They know, yes. They view us as a very unique American. They're always afraid of us, like, where's your gun?
Uh-huh.
But in my experience, people that I've met from around the world.
Oh, you're a cowboy!
Yeah, bang, bang, bang! And seriously.
Hey, you're a Banks!
And the perception is we live out on ranches and there's tumbleweeds, but inevitably, when people ask where you're from, I say from Texas instead of the United States. And I think that's a very common Texas trait.
That is intriguing. And I'll tell you what, even like Ludwig Oberg, who is clearly not Texan, he is from Sweden. He's got a Texas flag.
So he got him a place.
He's a guns up guy.
Oh, that's right.
He's a Red Raider.
That's right.
So if you got any association, they give you that
we'll
flag.
We'll take you if you're a winner.
So
did we give him a special entry visa? Are we going to be able to keep him, or are they going to jump him on the first?
I don't know, but I hope he wins it. You know, if you're not one of us and you still represent, I hope you win the whole damn thing, Ludwig.
Not a lot of Ludwigs living up there in Lubbock, is there, Oddberg? You alone up there, Mr. Oddberg?
He might be the only one.
You're the only Ludwig?
You don't sound like
you ain't from around here, are you, Ludwig?
You don't sound like you're from Lubbock.
Now, you need to meet my brothers, Junior and Bubba.
Yeah.
There's Junior, Bubba, and Ludwig.
Yeah.
Why did Ludwig got blonde hair?
And then like Doug Gim. It says Arlington Heights, Illinois. That's where he's from, but he's got a Texas flag because he's a Bevo type.
Oh, I thought they just took Arlington face value.
No, but Bo Hostler.
That's a good Texas name. You're close.
He's
Is it B-E-A-U or B-O?
B-E-A-U.
Nah, see, that's Louisiana. Sorry, Thibodeau.
Well, he's from California.
See, you're a California Cajun? Sorry.
But he's a Texas type as well.
We only offer a work visa to them.
So we've got some, even some outsiders representing. Mark Hubbard from Denver, Colorado. He's representing Texas.
Oh, he's close enough.
Tom Kim.
All right.
He's from Seoul, Korea.
Well,
but
Houston
got himself a Texas flag.
All right.
So let me see. Why is he a Texas flag? I don't see on his profile why he would get. He's 22.
Well, he aspires to greatness. I'll give him that.
I don't see anything about Texas on his Wikipedia page. But you know what? God
you can
bless
buy
him.
Citizenship. 250,000. You can be one of us.
You know what? Just the fact that he put there's that flag on his thing. I respect it.
He's down with my set, Lone Star.
I respect it, man. But also, obviously, we've got the college basketball Final Four coming in as well. What a weekend it's going to be. We were talking about Sunday. I guess is it Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Is there concerts all weekend?
Shows all weekend. You got the Fan Fest kicking all weekend long, which is if you got to take your kids. We'll have we've given away tickets. I don't know if we have any of those things left. Last night or tonight is the Slam Dunk deal going on over
nice.
which is a blast. The party begins today.
One of my best friends, a guy I went to college with, who actually made use of the degree that we got, is the tour manager for one of the bands that's playing this weekend. So he's like, "Yeah, come on out, man. We'll have a
man.
we'll
We
have a
all
good
know
time."
who they are. When you told me the band, I was like, "Dude, I've heard of these guys."
Oh, it's a band called Brothers Osborne.
Everybody knows about them. That's cool.
And,
We're gonna be down there.
They're the first band on the stage on Sunday, like 3:15 or something. So
I'm gonna get there early so I get front row.
It's free show, man.
See Stapleton. Get front row for Stapleton. Maybe some of his beard sweat will follow me.
It'd be a lucky break for you. Lucky break.
It'll
for
smell
you.
a little bit like Everclear and Old Spice.
So I'm not I'm not a country music type. But when I go, whenever they're in town or wherever I'm at, like I'll go out and see the boys play. They always give me good backstage passes. Oh yeah. So maybe I'll go back there and maybe I'll meet Chris Stapleton.
What do you mean I'll wheel?
Oh, maybe.
You got to bring your buddies.
I like bring you. I can't bring
Well,
if I say everybody's welcome, then like
Chris Stapleton.
guys like Rygle will show up.
Well, Stapleton and we go way back.
Oh well, yeah.
We're old buds.
Well, we'll go.
He played last time when he was here.
We'll go on your.
I was the guy on the fifth row. He'll remember
you.
He'll remember me.
Remember
I yelled
that
at him.
hair.
Yeah, I kept saying Tennessee Whiskey, Tennessee Whiskey, and he never played.
He's like, I never heard of that.
And he kept looking at me and said, "No,
yeah, no,
play it." So he'll remember me.
I'm not playing that for you. That'd be weird.
Well,
because you're as smooth.
I get up there sing it with him. If I was to karaoke, that might be one of them I would do.
You should do that.
I know the words.
Maybe we need a karaoke night.
But Vic. I'm a talk karaoke guy.
What do you mean?
I hate karaoke.
Why?
I don't karaoke.
You don't?
No, I've only done it. It makes my face sweat. It embarrasses me and everybody around me.
I think we should absolutely.
Because I'm so much better than everybody else. It's really kind of embarrassing how good I am at it.
I like to do Styx Renegade.
Really?
Yeah, I like to do that. I like to do.
Well, that's a random catalog item.
I like to do Highwayman. But I need to have friends.
Well, see, that's the one. I don't want to be the dude that dies in cement. Can I have another honorable death? I don't want to be the guy buried in the dam.
There is sort of a. Usually, if you do it with different dudes, you got to have a rotation because you don't want I want to be the sailor this time.
I was a lawnmower.
No, you
fell
can't be
in
the
front
sailor.
of my lawnmower.
You were the sailor last time. You got to be the
man,
dam. You got to be the dam
builder. I don't want to drown this time. I want to die in an airplane.
Oh, all right. We got a lot to get into. We'll jump into it next. It is the Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, still have this trouble spot on the northeast side due to road work on 35. northbound from 1604, making your way up to Olympia Parkway. It's going to take you a solid 45 minutes. Again, this is due to road work. FM 78, that's a good alternate route, but for now, it is very slow from Weidner. 35 southbound Evans to Olympia Parkway, 2 right lanes closed with road work. And it looks like we do have a stall at I-10 westbound UTSA Boulevard that's off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. If you have a spicy side, Taco Bell now has a menu to match. Taco Bell's new caliente sauce made with red jalapenos is the spicy side of Cantina chicken. Try it today, only at Taco Bell. At participating Taco Bell stores for a limited time only, while supplies last. Contact store for availability.
You know the Roo Pub is proven to be the best place to watch games with those 3 massive 170-inch screens and TVs all around. All the games, all the fights, and when you show up at the Roo Pub, show up hungry. The food is fantastic. Open daily at 11. Great for lunch, great for dinner, great for late at night, and the best place to watch a game. Just down from the big blind, right next to the Angry Elephant. The Roo Pub, 281 in Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
Sweetie, come here. Don't worry. I see a lot of patients with the exact same thing.
Ever since the ice skating rink went in next door?
Or is it more than
Dr. Clark's business is heating up.
So many patients need my help. How will I find time to see all of them?
They need to hire a scheduler, stat.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
George gets justice after being hit by an 18-wheeler. The experienced attorneys of George Salinas Injury Lawyers are San Antonio's choice for getting you the maximum compensation you deserve. With over 110 years of combined experience, they've recovered millions for their clients. 18-wheelers may be bigger than you on the road, but you can be bigger than them in the courtroom. George guarantees that you don't pay unless they win your case. Call 210-225-0909 today for a free consultation. George gets justice. GetGeorge.com.
Look, there's feelings and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys & Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
San Antonio, are you ready? The 2025 NCAA Men's Final Four is coming to the Alamo City. The NCAA Men's Final Four Fan Fest, presented by Capital One, brings fun for all ages. Fan Fest is a sports wonderland of interactive games with celebrity and athlete appearances, giveaways, and much more. Come ready to play April 4th through the 7th at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. The event is free for kids 12 and under, Capital One card holders, military personnel, and 2025 Final Four ticket holders. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
The new KFC Dunk It Bucket with juicy original recipe tenders, new mashed potato poppers, crispy fries, plus 3 sauces that fit right on top of the lid, so you can dunk anywhere. You can dunk at the game, dunk while security points to the no outside food sign, and dunk as 20,000 people watch you and your Dunk It Bucket get removed from the stadium. Dunk almost anywhere with the new $7 KFC Dunk It Bucket, or get the double Dunk It Bucket for $25. Prices and participation vary while supplies last. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
Paying rent can feel like throwing money away. And when you're spending so much, it can be hard to see yourself buying a home. So Rocket Mortgage is helping you put your monthly rent towards home ownership with Rent Rewards. For the first time, save up to $5,000 off the cost of your first home. just by paying rent. Only at Rocket Mortgage. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLS ConsumerAccess.org, number 3030.
This is the sale you've been waiting for. The Macy's Spring VIP sale is here. Exclusive savings on the season's most loved brands with an extra 30% off Avec Les Filles, Karl Lagerfeld, DKNY, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty essentials from MAC, Armani Beauty, and too many others to mention. So get to the Macy's Spring VIP sale now and shop brands you love at prices you'll love even more. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
Hi, it's me, your USPS Ground Advantage shipment. Just left the warehouse and hitting the road.
I know. Just got the notification.
Great. Smooth sailing so far. I'm almost there.
Yes, I know. I get all the updates.
Made it. Safe and sound.
I know.
Well, did you know I was with USPS the whole time?
Oh, yeah. I know.
Keep your business in the know with the USPS Ground Advantage service. Visit USPS.com/in-the-know.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Wow, 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 wow. Yeah.
So I was watching.
What year is this, Vic? 1995?
I'm going to say 94, 95, I think.
Yeah, I am the Astro Creed.
So this dude's from Austin, right?
Hell American freak, yeah. I don't think so. Rob Zombie?
No, I was thinking of somebody else. We were talking about Prodigy yesterday.
Oh, yeah,
the band Prodigy. There's a new series.
That was like a week ago, but it's like yesterday.
Was it a week ago? It was either Monday, Friday, or yesterday. There's a new series out on Paramount Plus called Mobland that's set in London. And in their opening scene, Prodigy's going on in the background. I haven't heard that song in 20 years. I heard it twice in 3 days.
I think Rob Zombie, like Rob Zombie is not a what you would call a traditionally handsome man, but I feel like
he looks like he butchers people with large blades.
He doesn't take a bath.
He doesn't take a bath and got blood caked on his apron.
I don't know if this is going to sound crazy or not.
It probably will.
If I was a girl, I'd be attracted to Rob Zombie.
What?
I think like he's got a swagger to him that like he's just badass.
We're talking about the Charles Manson beard and hair.
Yeah.
Dude, if you were a girl, you'd be a biker chick.
He's like a manly man.
If you were a chick, you'd be on the back of a Harley.
Maybe I would.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I just think Rob Zombie's a really cool dude. He's got a really cool beard. He can wear like all kinds of different crazy cowboy hats and look still kind of cool in them.
Wow, you have
a certain aura.
Your aesthetic is very different.
He's got a vibe, man. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, George Clooney's handsome, and like, you know, Ryan Reynolds is a funny guy, but there's something about Rob Zombie that I'm like, this dude's just cool.
It escapes me.
Yeah.
And I have a staunch heterosexual.
Well, yeah, that's kind of my
so
thing
I might,
too.
I might not be the best judge.
I'm very.
But I think I know what a good-looking
man.
I know you are, or you wouldn't have said anything like that. But that's not the guy that even remote. This guy is. You find that as a dude.
I think. Look, okay.
He looks like Hank Williams Jr.
So look at that picture. The bottom row, about 3 from the right.
I know the one you're talking about.
That one?
No, it's all the way. No, it's all the way down to the bottom. I know the one. It's a good 8x10 glossy. That's as good, and not this one with the darked out eyes, but it's down on the bottom. I know the one you're talking about, and he looks like a
rock star.
No, he looks like a serial killer. This one right here, he's got the concert T-shirt on, right? Third from the left on the very bottom.
Yes,
that's as good as he could possibly look, and even that is
Like, yeah, dude, that guy looks like a
he
rock
looks
and
like
roller,
Charles
man.
Manson, man. He's
No,
got
he
a cult.
doesn't.
What?
He looks
Look at those
cool.
dark, beady eyes. He's plotting my death.
And that's
right
like
there.
if I'm like, oh, hey, you want to go to the wedding with me this weekend? This is what I'm going to look like.
This cat,
But
when you look at him, he's got a closet that inside of which you don't want to know what's in there.
But then
somewhere in his house, he's got a closet full of stuff that you don't want to see till after he's dead.
But now go to the middle picture, far left, Vic.
Let's see. All right.
You mean the old one with the longer beard?
Yeah.
That's
what I want to look like. I wish I looked like that. I really do. I swear to God.
Can you grow that beard?
I could. Yeah.
You couldn't go the dreads.
I can't grow dreadlocks,
well, you
though.
could.
Well, you could buy those. You could just buy that.
The top would be open, but you can go sideways.
You need to buy the hat with the.
You'd have to wear
the dreadlocks attached to it.
Yeah.
That'd be sweet.
That's probably what he's got.
Man,
when he goes home, he looks like John Clayton used to.
That's like a.
He takes that beard off, and that's what John Clayton.
Yeah.
He left the ESPN gig, and now he's.
Now that's what.
And you know what? I'll tell you what never happens to Rob Zombie. Never in his life.
What?
Rob Zombie never leaves a room. Like, let's say we're all hanging out with Rob Zombie. Like, I feel like he never leaves a room, and people go, "Oh, that guy was a beating. What a douchebag." No, everybody. He leaves a room, and people go, "Dude, that guy is badass."
No, everybody prays. As he leaves the room, everybody silently goes, "Oh, thank God." Oh, thank you. That he didn't cast a spell on me.
I mean, he does. Like, listen, man.
I'm
some
pretty
of,
sure
some
he's
of his
human flesh.
Some of his art is disturbing, no doubt. But I think, like, first of all, he's a rock star, which is badass to begin with. He's like a movie director. He's very multi-talented. Right. Have you seen his wife?
Let's see.
No.
Sherry Moon Zombie.
Is that her?
With a name
That is
like
her
that.
top. Yeah. Oh,
I'm pretty sure I know
she
her
looks
type.
normal.
I guarantee you.
She's not.
There's a tat.
No,
She's got a tattoo hidden someplace that when you finally find it, you're amazed.
Yeah.
How did they do that?
Yeah, that's who I'd be if I could be a celebrity. That's who I'd be.
Be Rob Zombie, would you?
He's a little old, but I mean, I'd be like White Zombie era Rob Zombie, like in my 20s Rob Zombie.
Oh yeah, not your 40s.
I've never had any aspiration to look anywhere near that.
Dude, yeah, Rob Zombie, what a man.
Well, yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
his wife is hot.
it's not so much the looks.
He looks, well, Stapleton looks like that.
It's the aura of the. Stapleton has a very similar thing, like a very similar vibe to him.
He strikes me as hillbilly country moonshine sucking guy. This dude looks like he has taken a life of several different species, and bled them out
He looks
and
like Jelly
put them on an
Rolls in
altar.
He looks like maybe Jelly Rolls in his band.
I think there's something to the idea that when people think that about you, they're like, oh man, that guy he might have killed somebody. Like there's something.
Yeah,
I don't find that
aura.
I don't find that.
Has he ever been charged?
It adds
Never
to the aura.
convicted. Never convicted.
See that right there? That's creepy.
See that? Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Go give your grandpa zombie a kiss. Say goodbye to Grandpa Zombie.
I don't know. Maybe I'm just.
Your kids would be your grandkids would be horrified.
Yeah, but as long as the chicks dig it, you're good.
I mean, it's quite possible there's something wrong with me. I mean,
that's not a normal aspiration. I will give you.
No.
Rob Zombie is 60
Let's
years
see, look
old
at him.
now.
That's a perfectly normal human being.
Right there.
Well, I mean, listen, he's in makeup. He's
I don't think that's makeup. That's what he looks like when he wakes
playing
up.
a role.
So
I think that's what he looks like when he wakes up.
So what is he dressed for Halloween?
No, that's his morning attire. He just woke up from a good night out.
Okay.
He just didn't shower from the evening's festivities. The red X, I'm sure, is a cut.
No,
but he's carved into his forehead.
No,
he hadn't taken a bath.
And what he's holding there is the kidneys of a fawn deer
That's
that he has
my
killed
kidney.
with his.
That's Vic's kidney. He bought it on the black market. He's trying to give it. That's him trying to give it back to Vic.
I need it.
Here you go, Vic. All you have to do is reach out to me, and I'll hand you this kidney.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I'm more of a traditional.
What a man. Like, don't you wish you could wear a cowboy hat like that? And no one would think you looked stupid
First of all,
in it.
That's not a cowboy hat. That's something else.
Oh, whatever kind of hat. I don't know what it is, but you like Guys like
only
us,
he can pull it off.
we can't wear that hat and look normal. Like,
No, I don't want to.
Even that
That's
one.
just it. I don't aspire to ever look or wear any, like, I don't know. I'm
he
not-
could wear that, and people are like, "Oh, damn!"
Well, yeah, he could put on one of those
It's like the guys
1970s
from,
beer can hats and go,
The
yeah,
guys,
that makes sense.
The guys from ZZ Top can do this too. They can wear hats and
But the
like.
guys from ZZ Top weren't terrifying. They
No,
might
I
ride a
don't know
motorcycle.
why you're so
They
terrified
might
of
blow
this
some
guy.
crank off their motorcycle gas tank.
You're
But
scared. You're scared of the character.
No, you don't act like that without having some sort of deeper desire, aspiration to go some direction. You don't
Like
go there.
Serial killer.
You
vibes?
couldn't just
I'm
be
just
like
saying.
super into horror movies.
Well, I think that I'm sure that he was. See, I mean,
What's an album cover? Of course, he's playing it up.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
there's been a variety. I think that's just him.
I mean, you see that it's not just him. Like that's him. He
Well,
looks like a normal dude.
You mean the one,
Looks like
the
a
picture
hillbilly.
above him that is literally from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre? Literally from the set? That's the
looks
one
like
where he looks normal?
He looks like he makes his own moonshine, right?
Oh, that's not moonshine.
He just looks like he drinks moonshine.
The sweat from an angry virgin.
Oh
He
man.
is dripped into a bottle to preserve his youth.
Yeah. Rob's ruined.
Yeah, I know. Rob's soft, man.
I'm not
Rob's
soft. I'm sane. There's a big difference. I mean, that's all
Rob's
for him.
Rob's normal.
I guess so.
I don't aspire to that,
That
nor do I
bums-
aspire to know anybody who is.
It bums me out because you actually have the hair and you could grow it out if you want. Like you could do that.
Yeah,
Like,
you can accomplish that.
Well, yeah. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
now hearing you talk about it, I know you don't have the aura to pull it off.
No, I don't. I'm not going to pretend I do.
That's his.
Look,
bad as
look,
Rob.
look.
Yeah.
That's him being nice.
That
This
is nice.
Hey,
That's a good
smile,
look.
Rob. That's him. He thinks he's smiling right there. I am.
But that's the other thing. Like, wouldn't it be cool to be a dude who's never expected to smile? Like,
No.
and that's just
Who
kind of
wants
your
to
thing.
hang around with a guy like that?
Hot chicks.
I do. Yeah, and all the hot chicks do.
Not all the hot chicks.
Oh yes.
No.
Oh yeah.
No.
Rob Zombie can get more than any of us combined.
Yep.
That's not saying a lot.
we're on the radio.
And Joe
That's not
Reinagel.
saying a lot.
And Joe Reinagel.
Yeah.
I give the rock star quotient. I'm not taking away from the rock star quotient. I mean, there are death row inmates that are getting love letters. I get that there is a certain cadre of psychotic women that'll fall for that
Imagine
kind of
now if Rob Zombie also went to prison for murder, how many letters he would get. Like,
oh man, he'd get them from both sides of the aisle.
the Dreamboat Killer, they'd call him.
Oh, he'd get them from. He'd be loved by both sides.
All right. I'm sorry for talking about
Yeah.
Rob Zombie for
It's okay.
10 minutes. That was not my
Yeah.
intent, but it's not on my rundown sheet. But I'll try and get back on track. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, still have this trouble spot on the northeast side due to road work on 35. Northbound from 1604, making your way up to Olympia Parkway. It's going to take you a solid 45 minutes. Again, this is due to road work. FM 78, that's a good alternate route, but for now, it is very slow from Weidner. 35 southbound Evans to Olympia Parkway, 2 right lanes closed with road work. And it looks like we do have a stall at I-10 westbound UTSA Boulevard that's off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Rapid Radio.
Rapid Radios are instant push-to-talk walkie-talkies, offering national LTE coverage and no subscription ever. Perfect for instant contact with an aging parent. For a limited time, go to rapidradios.com and you'll get an extra 60% off, free UPS shipping, and add code RADIO for an extra 5% off.
Don't let pain hold you back from living your best life. I'm Dr. Jason Garrett with Arasti. At Arasti, we're dedicated to providing fast, effective relief from pain. Whether you've been dealing with a chronic discomfort for years or have recently suffered an injury, our goal is to help you recover quickly. Our treatment is all natural, non-invasive, and covered by most insurance plans. With convenient locations nearby, relief is just a call away. Visit Arasti.com. That's AIRROSTI.com. Arasti, we fix pain fast.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Brought to you by Total Wine & More. With the lowest prices for over 30 years, you'll always find what you love and love what you find only at Total Wine & More. Drink responsibly. B21.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and executive producer of the award-winning documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new film at 1-800-689-4242. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay. Call right now, 1-800-689-4242. That's 1-800-689-4242. Again, 1-800-689-4242.
Every morning, we rise and shine, make breakfast, and brush away the night's rest. These routines help us start the day off right. Nature-Made vitamins are a simple step in that daily care regimen. Multivitamins with daily essentials, clinically studied probiotics for gut health support, magnesium to help relax the body. Nature-Made is made to care for you every day. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you have a special needs child or an older adult in your home? The risk of them leaving the house unnoticed is real and terrifying, but you can protect your loved ones with Vivint Home Security.
Alarm on.
Our child has autism. He doesn't usually elope, but one day he did, and it was the most terrifying moment of our lives.
If I didn't have a home security system, I would have realized way too late he's gone.
Right now, Vivint is offering a free doorbell camera with any new plan, plus free installation and low monthly monitoring plans. Smart locks, lights, cameras, and more make Vivint Home Security the smartest way to protect your family and prevent a tragedy. Vivint is the #1 smart home service provider in the U.S. Protection is just a phone call away. Call 800-953-6693. That's 800-953-6693. Monthly service agreement required for free installation.
From a fender bender to a total loss, Davis Law Firm has a team of expert attorneys ready to get you back on the road with the verdict or settlement you deserve. Y hablamos español. Want more? Call the Fours. Davis Law Firm, San Antonio, 444-4444.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033. 800-936-9033.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Calling all snack MVPs, it's time to huddle up with Southern Recipe Small Batch Pork Rinds, the low-carb, high-protein snack with a flavor-packed crunch. From sea salt and cracked black pepper to hot honey, sweet barbecue, and more, these bold bites are ready to tackle your crunch time cravings. Find your flavor playbook at H-E-B and make every bite count. Because when it's crunch time, there's only one snack you need on your team. Southern Recipe Small Batch.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the owners' meeting for the NFL continues. We'll have the latest from the Dallas Cowboys.
And the Houston Texans, because John McClain will join us on a Tuesday versus a Thursday, and that's not an April Fool's joke.
No, it's not. This isn't either. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This is Jason Minix. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Every day I'm hustling. Final Four was set yesterday for the lady basketball. 3 1 seeds and a 2 seed. Since Juju was hurt, UConn spanked that ass of USC. What's her name? Paige Beckers?
Yeah, the matchup between her and Juju did not occur.
It didn't work
sadly.
out. It sucks.
Though I did see that Paige has reached out to Juju because Paige herself went through a knee work like her.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she was being
well, that's sweet.
Kind.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
Well, what's so funny about that, Vic?
Well, I was going to say I find it interesting that you know so much about the women's Final Four. I didn't know you paid such attention.
Hello. Hello, Rob. I
saying.
pay attention to all sports.
Oh, okay.
All sports.
I honestly, I'd seen that it was set.
Texas is in the Final Four. We've got a representative.
They're good.
Well, I mean, they were a 1 seed. They better be good.
Were they a 1 seed?
Yeah. Apparently, they always get knocked out in the Elite Eight. And it says for the first time since 2003, Texas is going to the Final Four for the ladies. The SEC Player of the Year, her name is Madison Booker.
Mm-hmm.
She had 18 points and 6 rebounds. And this is their 4th regional final in the last 5 years, and they lost the previous 3. So they get to the Elite Eight every year and blow it.
Well, ask Coach Kim. It's hard.
That's right.
It's hard.
Yeah, it's a good thing. It sounds like it's
good
real.
thing to get eliminated.
Sounds like it's a real good thing to get to the Elite Eight and lose. How many Final Fours you been to? That's what I thought. Big dummy. Ask that stupid question. Stupid question. We were talking about. I guess we were talking about the. I didn't realize this Olivia Miles. There's enough money now. I say lady basketball, nobody's watching it.
Oh, they're watching. I'm kidding, but
there's enough money now that like girls are just. And I say there's enough money. The decision to go to the WNBA isn't quite the same as the decision to go to the NBA.
No, you have a genuine. In fact, we were talking about it pre-show. The number 1 recruit in the country, a girl out of Lubbock Monterey High School, signed with Texas. Her NIL value is running in right about $1.5 million, and that's what 3 times what a first year.
3 times what
WNBA.
Anybody in the WNBA gets.
So there's more money in college. Stay there.
That's wild. But there's also more people in the seats for these.
For all the right reasons. I mean, not that there's any wrong reasons to be a season ticket holder, but I mean, there's a built-in fandom because you're representing the Longhorn or the Aggie or whatever. Yeah, it's a good thing, and the numbers show it. The viewership is pretty good for the tournament.
Well, this gal named Olivia Miles. Excuse me, this woman named Olivia Miles. Sorry.
Well, gal, I don't think it's too offensive.
But lady is offensive, but
I'm
gal.
just saying.
Okay. This female named Olivia Miles, female basketball player, women's basketball player, is going to forego the WNBA draft to go back to college for another year. It's just more. She was projected as the number 2 pick. And she's like, I'm just going to stick around college for another year. Entered the transfer portal, which basically means bidding's open, friends.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Let's see this money.
Well, finally, the economics of the sport has caught up to the fandom's desire to keep and the college experience something where you can look forward to having players hang around for a minute or two. I mean, this is actually in an ass backwards kind of a way worked.
She is 22 years old. and she's eligible for the draft. She's been in college for 4 seasons. She has a year of eligibility remaining because she sat out a year with a knee injury.
Well, wait till Cooper Flagg decides to stay at Duke. Then the earthquake will happen. Then we'll start to question, is this working? Because there's a lot of folks in the NBA that want him there. There's dollars assigned to him. But if he stays, the same will now apply to men's college basketball. Where in an ass-backwards kind of a way, we have strengthened the college game by making it professional.
But the difference is, in the NBA, you're in a rush to get to that second contract because that's
AJ,
that's
the thing.
That's not good money. That's like life-changing for your generational wealth.
It kind of is. But at $9 million, it's worth the sacrifice. You're still ahead. You're still ahead.
Yeah.
But because at $9 million, that's 2 of your 3-year deal already. So, and with every passing year, I think we'll see more and more do that. But the rate, not everybody's.
Cooper Flagg's 18.
Yeah,
this gal's 22. You know,
this is the highest she'll ever get paid.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, like, Cooper Flagg ain't going to keep playing college until he's 22 because now you've missed out on a full.
But for 1 year at 9, the economics say stay. But anything more than that, no, you're racing toward that second contract. Really, the third one, but the second one is where the money comes. The third one is where your great grandkids get the money.
Right. All right. Vic's giving me the break sign. Yeah. We'll wrap up hour number 1 on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. Hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Tragically, recent data reveals that 40% of women in Texas will experience intimate partner violence. Christie's Hope is dedicated to breaking the cycle of domestic violence by providing shelter, healing, and counseling, and empowering survivors to take their first steps towards lasting safety and independence. Thomas J. Henry stands with us in our commitment to end domestic violence. Donate today at christieshope.org.
You want to add more excitement watching games? Make sure you download the Underdog app. Jason Minix here. Baseball is back, and you can make opening day and every other game day more exciting with Underdog. Play the Pick'em game where you choose whether a player will go higher or lower on their stats. So download the Underdog app. Sign up now using the promo code STAR to unlock a special offer of up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you make your first deposit. Join in on the fun when you sign up with promo code STAR. Claim your special offer today and get up to $1,000 in bonus cash instantly upon your first deposit. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Don't be suckered in, Rob. Somebody already got Rob on an April Fool's joke.
No, it was a Facebook post. It was a Facebook post that at first glance I went, because there's a friend of mine that posted that they were pregnant, and I was like, you have got to be kidding me. And then it realized that, like, dude, I'm your buddy.
How old was your friend?
Oh, well beyond the need to be fathering any children.
Oh, man.
No, he's probably listening right now. You got me. You got me.
Well played. Well played.
And by the way, this is not the best time for April Fool's jokes. Because no matter what, people will go, they'll believe it.
It's the only time.
Well,
for
no,
April
what I'm
Fool's
saying
jokes.
is
Today's the day.
now is not the time.
Because in the history of our world.
In this era, where every day feels like April Fool's, where you open up and you read the paper and go, oh, this is real.
Yeah.
On a day when I can't differentiate. There's nothing you could throw at me today as an April Fool's joke that I wouldn't buy.
No,
I'll fall for all of them.
Yeah, there's moderately believable things, and moderately unbelievable things happening every day. I read a story the other day about a guy who had to go to the hospital because, those Zen packs, like the
caffeine stuff?
I think it's nicotine.
Well, it's nicotine, caffeine in the little pouches, yeah.
So because he couldn't get, he found a way to get the buzz a little faster.
Was he boofing them?
He was putting them in
Rectum
his there
insertion?
And in his foreskin, and it was giving like a quick release, and it gave him a little too quick of a release, and he had to go to the hospital. And I was like, is this real life? Is this happening in our world? And then I tried to look up the story to do some research on it. This has happened like dozens of times. I mean, it's like Tide Pods.
Not to Jews.
You remember? Do you remember when kids were eating Tide Pods and it was like, it wasn't just like one or two. It was like there's stories every day about kids eating Tide Pods. Well, now that's like putting Zen pouches in your bum and your crumb is normal now.
Well, I don't want to give away too much personal, but it's not an issue I'd ever run into.
No.
I never thought of it as it's just not possible. But if it was, I'm not sure I would have ever thought of it as a storage compartment. I never would have thought, like, I'm going to keep my change in there, tie it off on the top. What the heck? I got an idea. Put them right in there. Boy, you get a kick.
I mean, there's people who...
my first thought was, that would burn.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm not into that.
Put a little zip in your step.
Yeah. It's a little too much buzz for me.
Yikes.
A little too much buzz for your boy here. Hey, tomorrow we're going to have my old pal Will Doctor is going to be in studio.
Now you need to give
us.
people his bona fides.
So Will, he does some writing for PGA. Will, he played college golf, but he is a world-class golf handicapper.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something else. But golf handicapping, too.
Oh, well.
He's a good dude.
He is a very good dude. And he's coming into town for the tournament and was like, I asked him if he could come on and give us kind of the rundown of the field. And he said, not only that, I can come in studio and do that for you. So tomorrow morning, we'll have Will Doctor in for a segment, and he'll give us the rundown, just tell us how to bet this thing, see if we can make some money off of it. Be a nice, legally, of course. You don't have to do it through legal means. You'd have to fly to Vegas, put in a wager.
No, you can do a variety of daily fantasy things.
Oh yeah, you can do that for sure. You can do that for sure. So we'll talk to him tomorrow and get kind of a rundown of the field, which I'm guessing. I don't know. I don't bet golf regularly. Unless so every once in a while he throws me a pretty big tip, and I'll get down on that. But I'm guessing when guys like Scheffler aren't in the field, it's a lot more wide open. You know what I mean? Because
we're talking about the guy over the last 2 years had the
just
greatest
wins
run
everything
in the last 30 years. It kind of opens things up. Yeah.
Yeah. So maybe it's more interesting because he's not here. Like while the basketball tournament, we're saying it's the most interesting because we got all the blue bloods.
Well, we're not better for the fact that he's not here. I'm not going to try to candy coat it. But, yeah, it does open the door for the others.
Would you rather Scheffler win by 8 strokes or have it come down to two dudes playing for it on the 72nd hole?
I think it would probably, if you were asking heart of hearts, I think there's a lot of people who'd like to watch Scheffler just dominate. I think, you see that was the Tigerness. You don't want competition. Sometimes you just want to witness greatness.
Scheffler's not Tiger, though.
But, he's as close as we've had and as close as greatness where there was this imminence about his game that, my gosh, you want to witness.
All right, we got 3 more hours of programming to go. And we'll get into some NFL on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Riding the Work with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. It's the Morning Huddle, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Taco Bell. Eat Lux your way with the new $5 Classic, $7 Supreme, and $9 Discovery Lux Craving Boxes from Taco Bell. At participating stores for a limited time only. While supplies last, price of participation varies. Drinks excludes freezes. Tax extra.
George gets justice. If you've been injured, get George, because George gets justice. With over 100 years of combined experience and a relentless dedication to your case, the attorneys at George Salinas Injury Lawyers will fight for what's right. If you've been injured and it's not your fault, get George and get the compensation you deserve. Call George Salinas Injury Lawyers today at 210-225-0909 or visit getgeorge.com. George gets justice. Getgeorge.com.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
My name is John. I could not lose the weight I needed to. The Institute for Functional Health Wellness Program was the answer. It included a great deal of testing, supplements, and weekly face-to-face doctor visits. I finally had the accountability I needed. I am now 50 pounds lighter. I no longer have pain in my elbow, back, and hips. I have more energy and just feel and look so much better.
Call for your complimentary consultation, 210-468-1891. I'm Dr. Torres at the Institute for Functional Health.
Imagine finding your dream home and moving in right away. No waiting to sell your old place first. Sounds perfect, right? That's exactly what Orchard's Move First, Sell Later program lets you do. Buy your new home now and sell the old one later. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. That's exactly what I did. Here's how it works. Orchard gives you cash so you can buy and move into your new home first on your timeline. No waiting, no showings, no double moves. Then the Orchard experts take it from there. They handle repairs on your old home and make price-boosting upgrades. Once they're done, a local Orchard agent lists and sells your home for top dollar. Orchard's Move First program gives you the freedom to buy and move into your new home first and sell your old home later. Buy before you sell and get top dollar for your home with Orchard. Ready to find out how much your home is worth? Visit Orchard.com to get your free home evaluation. That's Orchard.com.
No two people learn the exact same way. So how did Babbel become the award-winning language learning app? We thought of you, all of you. Take Sierra. As a visual learner, she uses Babbel's wordplay videos.
Today I'll share a quick lesson on shopping in French.
Merci beaucoup. Keith is a be-in-the-room with real people kind of learner, so he loves the live online classes with our language experts.
Okay, class. Vos está pronto.
Estamos prontos.
However you learn, Babbel makes it easy. Try Babbel for free at Babbel.com, Babbel.com.
Aw, springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Barbecue season is back. Hey, it's Ellen. And this is Sarah Beth. And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich is that zesty barbecue sauce. I love that it was a little sweet, a little tangy, and with the mac and cheese,
I feel like I tasted the brown sugar bacon first. It was the absolute best combination. Pro tip, 3 sandwiches are always better than 1.
Order the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich and our Coca-Cola on the Chick-fil-A app for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Attention! Have you racked up $10,000 or more in credit card debt? Are you barely getting by making minimum payments? With credit card debt reaching all-time highs, National Debt Relief is notifying consumers about significant debt relief options currently being made available to help those with overwhelming credit card debt. These options may reduce a large portion of credit card debt for those who qualify. You don't need to declare bankruptcy or take out a consolidation loan, and you may only have to pay back a fraction of what you owe, even if you have bad credit. National Debt Relief has already reduced the credit card debt for more than 550,000 consumers, so don't wait. If you owe $10,000, $20,000, or even $100,000 in credit card debt, you can now take advantage of this financial debt relief as the cost of living continues to skyrocket. To check what debt reduction you may qualify for, call 800-929-1313. 800-929-1313. Again, that's 800-929-1313.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Delays continue on 35 northbound, 1604 to Olympia Parkway, northeast side of town. That's due to road work. The backup is now to Weidner, 50 minutes to get through. If you need an alternate route, you can try FM 78. Southbound 35, Thousand Oaks to Randolph Boulevard, 2 right lanes are closed. That's causing a 20-minute delay slow from Evans. If you need an alternate route there, look out Nacogdoches or Warsbach Parkway. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NFL owners have gathered in Palm Beach. Stephen Jones spoke about his pass rusher, Micah Parsons. Said there's no disappointment that a deal isn't done yet. He also said the Cowboys weren't done yet in free agency. In the NBA, the Spurs return to action tomorrow night against the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is set for 7. It'll be televised from the Frost Center. The Texas Rangers fell 14-3 in their series opener with the Cincinnati Reds yesterday. They'll continue their series today. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Centergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Rolling on a Tuesday. Beats Monday, right, Rob?
Yeah.
Okay. One day closer.
Well, Tuesdays kind of suck for me.
Why?
Because Mondays are hard enough. Yesterday was weird. I got a lot of. Tuesday is the day you wake up and go, okay, the week has begun, but I still got a long way to go.
Yeah.
It gets easier tomorrow.
Tuesday, I usually forego my nap for some poker. And I did that yesterday, and it ended in like a miserable end.
So you went the day early.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was your problem.
Or that's what I mean. On Monday, I normally do. So it ended like
badly?
Ruined my day.
Well,
It can ruin your day sometimes when things don't go the way they're supposed to go.
I slept through most of my Monday.
Must have been nice. Nice.
I hate it when I lost the day. I live an interesting life in that there's really 2 days in my life. I wake up, I go to work, then I go home, I take a nap, I wake up again, and then I have a day. You know, that's kind of
yeah. No, that's my life too.
And such is our schedule. But when you oversleep that second half and you don't get that other half of the day, yesterday just got away from me.
Something happened yesterday in the NFL that, for whatever reason, wasn't talked about a lot, and I haven't seen discussed much on any TV or anything like that.
Well, if it doesn't involve tush pushing, what do we care?
To me, this is even bigger. Jimmy Haslam, who's the co-owner of the Cleveland Browns,
Rocket Mortgage fame,
he talked about the DeShaun Watson trade and signing and called it a, quote, big swing and miss.
Well,
he said
has a grasp of the obvious, doesn't he?
Right. The problem is he's still on the team and still getting paid and will be next year too.
Well, I'm sure the Mets were really happy with that Bonilla deal when they first signed it.
Well, he says, we took a big swing and miss with DeShaun. We thought we had the quarterback. We didn't. And we gave up a lot of draft picks to get him, so we've got to dig ourselves out of that hole. The trade was an entire organization decision, and it ends with D and I. And I hold us accountable.
Wow, I find that very refreshing. I don't particularly think he's a great owner, but at least he's taken ownership of something that was a monumental and cataclysmic failure.
I'm surprised. I mean, they owe him $46 million for the next 2 seasons. They will pay every dime of that. Now, you already know next season he's unlikely to. I would guess he probably doesn't play at all next season, or at least he's not going to start the season healthy. But
he's never going to play again.
You don't think so?
No. And I will even go a step further. I think Haslam has a cadre, a group of private investigators and attorneys that have one goal.
Find a way to get us out
of this contract. And if there's one more accusation, if there's anything that he had not admitted to, they're going to try to find it and get themselves out of this deal. But you can never have him play for you again after you said this. But he could never play for him again anyway. The physical injury was at least some cover. It's some cover. He could have been somebody you loved, but at his age and bad Achilles might not have ever played again anyway. So at least you can walk away going, I might have even loved him and lost him forever. You know, but I know this was a massive mistake. And for an owner of the wealth and ego that these guys are, to admit something like that, you never hear Jerry say that in public, ever.
It was a wild thing to say, but especially because, like I said, you're paying him for not only next year when he's probably not going to play. If he does, he'll play a little bit, but the year after when conceivably you could try and see and if you can get something out of him.
I think that there'll come a time when he'll take a bye. I think there'll come a time when they reach a dollar figure, then they get a Bonilla type deal. Well, we're going to pay you more than you would have got, but I'm going to pay you over the next 40 years, go away. You know, one of those kind of things. And I have a feeling there's an offer out there. But the moment your owner says that, that's just putting that last nail in the coffin of DeShaun Watson with the Cleveland Browns. He can't even show his face around.
I wouldn't think so.
No.
Now, they do have the second pick in the draft, and you would think, knowing that the only other quarterback on your roster is a fella named Ken Pickett, who has little tiny baby doll hands. If it's Kenny Pickett and DeShaun Watson in your quarterback room, that makes me think, well, you've got to take a quarterback, right? Well, he says it would be great if we could get the quarterback, but we're not going to force it. We're going to be patient. We're going to try to accumulate as many really good football players as we can.
Hey, they're in the catbird seat. I'm perfectly happy. You don't want Abdul Carter? I'll take him. You don't want whatever quarterback I like? I'll take him. I'll let this pan out. I mean, there's no better place to be. And then all the phone calls for people wanting to jump up and be exactly where I want to be. While a lot of things have gone wrong for Haslam in the last couple of years, this is a good thing. They're in as good a place as there is in the league other than the Titans.
Corwin says no one thought he was going to suck at playing quarterback, though. He was amazing in Houston. You're right.
But there's some karma to it, you know, because not only did he get there and it was outlandish, he was already hurt.
Yeah. And we've also now reached the point where the bad part of DeShaun's career is the same length as the good part was. And the good part was the first 4 years. The bad part was the last 4 and will be the fifth now.
And you kind of quantify his career in those segments. I look at him in different areas because there was those rookie couple of years that were extraordinary, but as he left and his reputation was so besmirched, there was really it was a failure from the get-go. And the thing about it is, I don't blame him. He didn't make the money. Somebody gave it to him. Yeah. I mean, he demanded it, but he didn't expect, well, I'm sure he hoped somebody would say yes. And the other guy said yes. And unfortunately, that will be the thing he'll be remembered for, is pretty much the worst contract in NFL history.
And while I don't, him being only 29 years old, I'll say this. It's not like I think he forgot how to play, but I do think that all of the drama and all of the distraction that came with it and having to deal with lawyers and payouts and suspensions, all that stuff takes away from time to keep getting better at football. And
yeah, see, and he spent 2 years away and was hurt. And
Yeah.
then we had the career ender, which was probably wouldn't have ended it if he was popular and well intentioned and everything that he was early on. We'd be waiting for him to get back. But now nobody's waiting for him to get back. We're not striving for his return and hoping he'll help a team because he's such a massive PR hit to anybody. The squeeze isn't worth the pick. It just isn't worth it, no matter how good he comes back.
So, assuming he misses next year, let's say the Browns say, we're going to pay you for 2026, but we don't want you. In 2027, he's a free agent, open to the whole wide world.
Who touches him? Who? What owner could bring in DeShaun Watson? I mean, unless there's just no way.
Well, Rob, let me tell you.
Well, no, it just you'd think
It just hadn't worked out with Dak, and we wanted to go a different direction.
There's just nobody that could touch him.
No, I agree.
So I wouldn't be surprised at all if he led a UFL team to a title, or went and did that. But I just can't imagine an NFL team.
Mark Davis, hold my beer.
You'd like to think, but those days are done too. Tom Brady's in the fold. He got some brains in the building.
Yeah, what got said yesterday may be the end of DeShaun Watson, because if the most dysfunctional organization in football, and I quite frankly don't think it's close. I think the Browns are the worst. They're at least in the conversation for worst run organizations in all of sports. If their owner says, yeah, we thought we had a quarterback and we didn't, that was a huge swing and miss by us, about a guy who is still under contract for 2 years, I can't think of a more detrimental thing to say about DeShaun Watson.
It struck me when I heard it that there's no better representation of what a professional franchise is to a billionaire. Because he was talking about a dude and a team like he was talking about his boat.
Yeah.
Like, man, that new motor I bought, that was wrong. That didn't work at all. And guess what? I still owe $50,000 on that new motor, and I'm stuck with it. He talked about it like it was a toy. Like, and what was that? A $250 million toy. They go, well, that was a mistake.
Whoops.
Carry on. Like, wow, you can. Most people, it would ruin the family name for 100 years if you blew a $250 million deal. If you just flush $250 down the toilet, everything with your name is done. But him, a whiff, back to work.
Chicken Dinner brings up something because he says no redemption for him, won't be any Mike Vick comeback. But think about Mike Vick did come back, though.
But he was physically still young and
Mike
gifted.
Vick went to prison.
But he was a different kind of athlete and wasn't banged up. I mean, he was still maturing when it went down. And he handled it right. He got his life right. He went back, went to jail, kicked all the friends that were problems. Now, we could argue about whether dogfighting is a sin that was required all that or not. We could argue till the end of time. It's awful, but jail time, really? We could argue all that, but he has a changed man. I haven't seen. He says DeShaun Watson's changed man.
Well, DeShaun doesn't go to massage parlors anymore.
Well, do we know that for sure?
No, of course we don't.
Jimmy's hoping he does.
Yeah, he probably is.
Dude, is Michael Vick allowed to have a dog?
I don't think so.
No.
I don't think so. Yeah.
I wouldn't think so. No.
If Jimmy Haslam said, like, this is the best deal that I could offer an investigator, I'd say, hey, this is how much I want this. Your salary is dependent on how much money you can save me of this $46 million. If you can get me out of 20 of it, 10 of it's yours.
It's yours.
Exactly. Whatever we save, half of it is yours. So I'm looking at at best case scenario, you save me $23 million, you make $23 million.
Tell me about the pit bull lawyers I couldn't find to do that. You save me 20, you get 5, 10 of that. Oh, they eat it up, man. And they're going to work 24/7 to find it. So he better walk a fine line. And there were some rumors about some new allegations that had popped up in Houston. So if it's true, they'll get themselves out of the deal.
I would even maybe invent a person.
Well, it's not that hadn't happened.
And print her out a massage therapy license that she had 5 years ago.
Well, there's a South Florida place Mr. Kraft might be able to.
Isn't it funny that he's kind of just scot-free? That's billionaire versus millionaire life.
It's different when you own the boat than when you are the boat.
Well, also, I think it's different when you when the gals just those gals, I think, understood the task at hand.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Whereas DeShaun Watson, if he would have gone to a different massage parlor, this wouldn't have been an issue.
But you have to have gone.
He wanted to go like
he went legit. He should have gone dirty. He should have gone to the Craigslist, but no, he went legit.
He wanted to take the straight earners and make them do wild things, and they're like,
should have come and hit Austin Highway.
I'm just trying to make a straight living.
That's it. Little rub and tug.
Christopher says, I've seen on Facebook, keep saying the Cowboys are looking to trade Dak to the Browns. It's impossible.
That's silliness. Don't pay any attention to the ridiculousness that is that.
Dak can't
go anywhere. Physically, financially, and emotionally cannot occur.
It cannot occur. Don't worry. So if you see it on Facebook, it's not true. That's Zuckerberg lying to you. Zuck is telling you lies. He's spreading false information.
Fake news.
Fake news. It's the worst. It's the fake news.
Again, no April Fool's jokes.
No April Fools. And it's not. You can't.
Not even got.
Yeah. They cannot trade. They will not trade.
Jerry sold the tea.
It'd be a terrible deal.
See, people go.
Jerry called me. I said, Jerry, this deal would be terrible for you. And he believed me. I said, believe me, Jerry. I know a lot about business. And he did. He believes me. Believe me.
Trump bought the Cowboys.
And this is not an April Fool's.
Don't go there.
Jerry said it's better than being president. And I said, Jerry, I doubt it. I doubt you know this power, friend. All right. When we come back, we'll take a look at what else is going on in the world of the NFL.
Push.
You tush push. We'll talk a little about Aaron Rodgers. It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies and ladies too. And hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event. Here's your chance to enjoy food, drinks, and the world's best PGA Tour pros as they tee it up at TPC San Antonio. You won't want to miss the next defining, unexpected, and winning moments at the Valero Texas Open. Proceeds help us continue a long-standing tradition of giving back to our community. Buy tickets on ValeroTexasOpen.com and join us April 3rd through the 6th.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business. And that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. The following is a dramatization.
Davis Law Firm, how can I help?
Hi, I got hurt in a wreck, but I don't know if it's really worth getting an attorney.
Don't worry, you called the right place.
I'm Jeff Davis. At Davis Law Firm, we're here for you 24/7, and you don't pay unless we win. We recently secured a jury verdict for $210 million in a wrongful death case. So if you've been hurt, call us at 444-4444.
Davis Law Firm, San Antonio.
Progressive knows if you have to choose between everyday life and your boat, boat wins.
What are you going to do? Take the boat out for a spin or go mail something? Boat wins! Are we cleaning the patio or taking the boat out fishing? Boat wins! Are we skipping that eye exam to go sailing? Boat wins!
Rescheduling eye exams can be a nightmare.
All right, fine. Eye exam, then boat.
With Progressive, you can bundle your boat with your home or auto and save with a discount and spend more time enjoying those savings on your boat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states and situations.
Hey, San Antonio. Multiple tours overseas, years of protecting the country. It all adds up at University of Maryland Global Campus. Earn up to 90 credits for prior learning, military experience, and training toward our low-cost degree and certificate programs. We call that credit where credit is due. For over 75 years, our dedicated success coaches have been helping service members achieve their goals. Get started with local support and online and hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATS.
What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and executive producer of the award-winning documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new film at 1-800-689-4242. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay. Call right now, 1-800-689-4242. That's 1-800-689-4242. Again, 1-800-689-4242.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Maybe the Cowboys need to make a trade for Joe Milton.
You really think this is the guy? Like, I can see Jerry and Steven going, yeah, that's the guy. I mean, seriously.
Name me a franchise who you're excited about who the backup quarterback is. I mean,
Baltimore.
So after Cooper Rush gets fired, you decide you like Cooper Rush. I'm with you, but I mean,
it's not that I like Cooper Rush. It was he was dependable. You knew what you were getting.
Yes.
Cowboys have no clue. If something happens to Dak, you have no idea what's going to happen.
But I know my expectations, whether it be Cooper Rush or Joe Milton or Joe Rygle, if Dak is hurt, the Cowboys season is essentially over. I mean, he might be able to keep the boat afloat for a little while, but eventually it's going to sink.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Cash your checks and come up. It's the first of the month. It'd be really sad if it was not really the first of the month and they were like, April Fools, it's not the first of the no payday.
Yeah.
It's the Morning Huddle, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The other news, well, there's plenty of news in the NFL, but first of all, a couple things that have come out of these meetings, these owner meetings. The NFL shortened the time that they need to flex Thursday games to 3 weeks. It had been 4 weeks.
Screw you, fans. I don't care if you bought hotels and flights. Screw you.
Well, and players, too. Like, dude, I'm telling you now, I've talked to a couple coaches and people in organizations, players even, who have said when the schedule comes out, the first thing you look at is when is your bye, and the second thing you look at is when do we have to play on Thursday? Mm-hmm. Because that Thursday game
means another little bye.
It can throw off a lot of things, but like to go from Sunday to Thursday, that short week is like it's a beating.
It's the worst week of the year, but you also get a little mini bye afterwards, and most players get off till Monday, so they plan a little mid-season getaway above and beyond their bye week. So it matters.
For the coaches especially, they're not worried about the days off. For them, it's like having to do that short game prep is the worst.
I think last year, when we're talking schedule, the Detroit Lions got screwed. You don't want that early Thursday game. You don't want that earliest first bye week. You want it somewhere in the middle where you get a chance to lick the wounds that you know are imminent.
But they've basically now said that it only takes 3 weeks.
And I get it. I mean, as a viewing fan, I'm all for it, man. Give me the best possible game at the best possible time.
Thursday night football is like, I just expect it to not be a good game because I know every single team is going to play once on a Thursday. And that means every once in a while there'll be good games, but generally I'm expecting, Jags-Titans this week. Well, at least we don't have to watch it on Sunday, and at least it's football. But
yeah,
the idea that
which game, Monday had disappeared as well. They've kind of tried to reinvigorate the Monday night game.
Yeah, I mean, Sunday Night Football is the premier game.
That's the biggest thing in sports.
Yeah. And typically they try to make Monday Night Football the next best game. Or at least,
I think over the last couple of years, normally the best and the next best game is the game leading into the Sunday night game on one of the networks. And the third or fourth game is the Monday night game. And I do think once they started paying Joe and Troy that millions and millions, that they did have to justify the outlay with some income. And so that I think the quality of the Monday night opponent has improved, but it still doesn't measure up to the Sunday 3 and
But Thursday's
prime.
always been
trash.
First of all, it goes on the NFL Network,
and,
so they're like, whatever. I mean,
or Amazon.
Whatever game is our game. Like,
that's not NFL Network. That's Amazon.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, now it is.
So you have to have cut the cord to even see it. So they're not going to. I mean, you've cut your pie in half immediately.
But they don't go out of their way to make it some sort of a special game. It is what it is. But then late in the season, they can switch things around, hit the old switcheroony and say, we got a good game. We got to put it on primetime. Thursday night game now.
They'll never put even the top half game unless it's just pure happenstance. It's a cord cutting. You've eliminated half your audience. If you're over 60, half these people haven't cut the cord, and it's a game they won't be able to see.
The no other part of the Thursday. Well, first of all, it says no part of the other Thursday night flex rules changed. The league can flip a Sunday afternoon game into Thursday night and move the originally scheduled game to Sunday afternoon during weeks 13 through 17. No team will be required to flex a Thursday night game more than once, and the maximum number of Thursday night games will remain 2 per team. The Thursday night flex option can be applied no more than 2 times during the season. So the NFL has 2 chances to move games.
I guarantee you they will.
You know they will.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
Who's playing? Let's look at that week.
Yes.
I mean, we'll be able to know pretty soon who's getting flexed, but somebody will.
It seems like everybody loves playing on Sunday night. Nobody likes playing on Thursday night. The other potential rule change is the one that's been talked about the most is the tush-push rule. That's scheduled to be voted on today. We'll find out. Apparently, it's receiving more momentum.
Well, I think it was one of those things. Nobody wanted to be the one to take the fire, but everybody was willing to get in the fight.
Yeah.
Once the first guy fell.
I mean, the fact that the Bills came out and said they're fine moving on with it, and they used the play more than anyone in the league besides the Eagles.
Yeah. I mean, it's. I get it. Baseball's willing recently to change. Basketball's always been willing to kind of like, this weird James Harden 3-step sideways. It's kind of different. It's new, but it's still within the rules. We're down. The NFL has always been the one that goes, it's going to take a lot to turn this battleship. But this one seems it's so difficult to justify saying no other than, no, it's just not fair.
Well,
and that just doesn't feed the bulldog most of the time.
But again, there's no other part of the game where this is allowed. Like we talk all the time about the special teams. Like you're not allowed to vault or push or anything like that.
I get it, but there is the point of view that if you don't like it, stop it. I mean, if you don't like this, you can go and find yourself some 400-pound interior lineman and defense it if you choose. We were talking in the break. I said this was kind of a man meets moment kind of thing. I mean, there's not a lot of quarterbacks out there that squat 1,000 pounds like Jalen Hurts does, and they didn't have not everybody has the interior offensive line that's capable of doing those kind of things. So it was a perfect storm, and that's not going to last. And like you said, if it was just Buffalo doing it, which hasn't been nearly as successful, but has been successful, I don't think we'd even be talking about it.
I think, again, if it's the problem that I think people have with it is, and I don't really care one way or the other.
Well, it's unstoppable. Let's not kid ourselves. It is the most difficult thing.
It's certainly hard to stop. But if all the stuff they say on special teams, like you can't do this vaulting and leaping stuff because it's about player safety.
Well,
I mean, this that play does not seem like it's about player safety because it's a guy being pushed against his.
Well, I mean, I get the idea that we use that as a cover, but player safety means absolutely nothing.
But you can't say this rule's in place because of player safety.
Oh, no. I mean, but use
on
that as
special teams, but not on
right.
offense.
Yeah, I mean, to use it as justification, that's the wrong way to go. Just be honest about it. Look, it's indefensible, and quite frankly, it's not fair. It's just, you're right. You're better at it than anybody else is, and it's so good. We're going to have to change the rules. It's happened in other sports. We've put in a zone in the NBA because they couldn't stop Shaq, and we're going to just not let you do this because we can't stop it. It creates an imbalance.
I also don't. I mean, all it would take is one guy getting a little low and blowing out Jalen Hurts' knee,
and then they'd stop.
They wouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah, just because it's dangerous.
Yeah.
So I get it. I'm not mad that it's going away, and I'm not mad at the people that were mad at it. It's just I get the idea that this is not stoppable, and it has created an imbalance.
The other potential rule changes that are up for discussion today, the touchback on kickoffs to the 35-yard line.
See, we talk about player safety, and then we do this. I mean, they changed this weird kickoff thing that if you do touch back, it's this, and you got to run it out, and now they're forcing you to run it out even more. I mean, how many times are we going to screw with the kickoff before we just decide this isn't part of the game anymore?
Just start at the 25.
We're not going to do this
Let's
anymore.
eliminate kickoffs altogether.
I mean, we can keep messing with it. How many years in a row have we tried something with a kickoff? Now we're trying something else?
I swear, I really think if it weren't for the opening kickoff of the game being like something that we fundamentally picture happening, because we have to have that, they're going to keep doing kickoffs where it makes a lot of sense to just start the ball at the 25.
And if you want it, I mean, we've heard the answer. If you want to try it like an onside kick, you get the ball 4th and 15. It's your shot, just like an onside kick would be your shot. You get the ball, you don't make it, the other team gets the ball at the 40 on the other side or something like that. But you still have the chance, and maybe it's only the last 2 minutes. We're beating a dead horse here. We keep trying to fix something that it's either perfectly imperfect in the old style, or let's just not do it again. These are lateral
because
movements.
I can't tell you. I don't know what the answer is, but I guess they're just trying to tinker until they find something they feel works.
I'm fine.
Because quite honestly, I didn't like what they did. I don't like the new kickoff thing. I don't like the idea that you can't do a surprise onside kick.
Yeah, that's the point.
So there's a lot of saying, hey, we're going to do an onside kick kind of takes away a lot of the.
It does. So just the same thing would be, all right, 4th and 15, do your best.
Yeah.
And if you want to tinker with it, this is where your opportunity NFL and UFL are. If one can foster the growth of the other, both of these leagues can exist if, in fact, they decide to work together. The UFL should be where they're playing with all this.
Omar says, so the Bills ran the play, then weren't successful, then votes to ban it. Everyone can run the play. Nobody's gotten hurt. Stop because the team has the players to run it and good at it. Stop it.
That's a valid point.
But the Bills were successful with it. The Bills ran it, more than anybody besides the Eagles, and they used it pretty effectively. But
who said this? Who was this?
Omar said that.
Omar, you're right. Omar, you are on the side of what is traditional. Hey, man,
it's open.
Somebody was smart enough to come up with a better widget. You have to stop the widget, and that's what the NFL has always been. And to change it fundamentally with a rule just seems wrong to me, but I get it.
The only reason it doesn't to me is because they changed the rule before the tush push existed that you can't do it.
I agree. There used to be a
special
time
teams,
you
it's
couldn't
like
do it.
you're just not, you weren't allowed to do it, and now they said now on special teams you can't push off of your teammates, and they said, well, they didn't say on offense. And they said, well, let's do it. And they're like, no, we meant what they're trying to do is say we meant everywhere.
Well,
but
I agree. But it is the job of coaches to push the envelope and find the flaw, find the glitch. And I get the push. And I get that, yes, you did it better than anybody ever did. And there's really nothing that we can find other than enforcing the letter of a law and sort of the intent to change it, other than you're too good at it.
An Eagles fan is going to be pissed about it, just like when the NBA started allowing zone.
Yeah,
if you're the Magic, you're like, wait a minute.
So I can shoot from out here?
No, but the Magic are saying, you took away what we do best.
Right.
Why? How's that fair to us? And
you're right.
Any rule change is going to hurt somebody.
So I don't think anybody is mad at it. I don't like the whatabouts. It's just it changed the game. You now have a 4-down clock, and most teams operate on a 3-down clock to get a first down. You're guaranteed 8 inches no matter what, and it just didn't work.
They're also looking to potentially expand the replay assist program, and the one rule that I'm almost certain isn't going to change is they're voting on changing playoff seeding to go by record instead of divisional titles. I don't think that changes.
I don't think so. I think there's justification in winning your division, and it allows to kind of spread the wealth amongst the poorer owners.
Because they want that home game.
Yeah.
Everybody wants that home game.
So it won't change, but you're right. As far as if we wanted a truly competitive league, we'd do this.
Because you look at, like, you know, the AFC South or that's a bunch of poverty franchises. It's like
it's true.
Gotta give us a
true.
home game.
You got to give these guys
I mean?
a home game and a little bit of possibility of success. So I won't argue against it because it kind of fits the financial structure. But like the Premier League would never do anything like this. They would never what do you mean the best teams aren't on the top? What are you talking about? That's just not right.
Ironically, one of the teams pushing for it apparently was the Lions. Because it's funny because the NFC North for like 20 years it felt like only the Packers ever won the NFC North, and they're like, oh, we just want we don't care about division. It's like that division was like a crummy division for a long time.
You're not going to stay great for long. You're the Detroit Lions.
Settle down, Lions. This is like your one moment in the sun.
So eventually
you're going to turn back into the Lions.
We know who you are, man.
We know what you are.
Well, I say it a lot. It's called regressing to the mean. You'll be back. Don't worry.
We know exactly what you are, Lions. So we'll see. We'll have more on that tomorrow on the rules changes. You remember when the survey came out about Woody Johnson and got the F grade, and there were people talking about his sons,
the owner of the Jets,
going by Madden grades and stuff like that. Well, he's had something to say about that. We'll discuss it next. Morning Huddle 94.1.
Dr. Jacob Torres is my doctor, and I'm proud to say that because when I go see Dr. Torres, he doesn't have to do a whole lot when I'm there. Did you know I am 59 years old? I weigh 234 pounds the last time I weighed myself. That's roughly 65 pounds less than when I first met him. I am not on a statin. I am not on any blood pressure medication. My blood pressure is right where it's supposed to be. My blood sugar is exactly where it's supposed to be at 59 years old. Can you say that? And I will tell you why. It's because of Dr. Torres. It's the weight loss program, the health program that I got on with him 7 years ago. Because when I walked in the door at 52, blood pressure medication, the statins were near, and we were talking blood sugar and early diabetes. Things changed once I started dropping the weight. Now, I feel better, too. So not only are the health issues at bay, every day my functional health is better because I did one thing. I lost weight. If you feel lousy, you're taking pills morning, afternoon, and night. If you have to spend an hour every Sunday divvying out your pills for the week, losing weight can eliminate some of that. You're not going to find out how and what until you talk with Dr. Torres. There are ways to lose weight now that involve medications and shots and things that make it seem almost too good to be true. You can earn it and keep it off in the ways that have worked for years, and that's with Dr. Torres. Call him today and find out. The number's 210-468-1891. Hey, he's a great conversationalist. You're going to like him. Above and beyond that, he will be a mentor for you to change your life for the best. His website is IFF Health. Go there. It's a great resource. Answer the questions he asks. It'll make you call. It's time to change your life. It's time to jump off those pills where necessary. Call Dr. Torres today. Change your life, and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. This road work on 35 is causing heavy delays on the northbound side, 1604 to Olympia Parkway. Roadway reduced to one lane, 45, 50-minute commute. It's heavy from Weidner. If you need an alternate route, FM 78. Now on the southbound side, Thousand Oaks to Randolph, that road work has two right lanes blocked. 10-minute delay has you slow from Evans. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA. Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green. We're back in the miller's yard who now use True Green. Their lawn started looking like a golf course, and PGA Tour golfers made it their favorite stop.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
Hi, I'm Jason Thompson. I'm a personal injury attorney, and since 1994, I've been helping people and their families seriously injured or killed by negligent drivers. My website is alawyer4us.com. I use that phrase because I know that there's no way a regular San Antonian can possibly beat a billion-dollar insurance company alone. You will need an experienced attorney to stand up for you and get what you and your family deserve. This month, my father will retire after 50 years of practicing law, doing what he taught me to do, help people in need. Stand up for the people that cannot. Use the skills you have to help the people in your community win and where you can. When an insured driver seriously injures someone, a billion-dollar insurance company uses everything it can to pay as little as possible. Every insurance company you have heard of has a very large staff of attorneys already working against you. If you or a family member has been seriously injured because of a negligent driver, call me, Jason Thompson, as soon as you can after a collision. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400. Or check out my website, alawyer4us.com.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-715-9880.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-715-9880. That's 800-715-9880.
Sponsored by Annuity General. Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
ZipRecruiter is the place. ZipRecruiter is the place for talented teachers, savvy software developers, and master mixologists. ZipRecruiter is the place where you meet all these people and more. That's because ZipRecruiter is the place for job seekers who are looking for new opportunities. In fact, ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day, so you can find the right candidates right away. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Let's go!
Hi, it's Jason Minix. You're listening to the home of the Cowboys, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Shout at the devil!
This is pretty much when I checked out on hair bands. When this hit, when Motley Crue hit with this one, I was like, I think I'm going to go another direction.
And you went to NXS?
Yeah, pretty much.
And Duran Duran?
Well, I mean, I was on the edge.
You chose
but
poorly.
No, I chose correctly. You listen to this stuff, you end up wanting to look like Rob Zombie.
Maybe that's what it is.
It's a long road, but it starts right there.
Starts with a hair.
And when you listen to that, you end up wanting to look like Kenny Loggins.
Yes. Yes. I'm eminently accessible.
Shout at the devil.
I was like, I can't, as a fine Southern Baptist boy.
Well, you're shouting at him. You're saying, hey, devil.
You old devil.
Yeah.
You devil.
Hey, this was a song at St. Gerard. Yeah.
It was my senior class song.
Yeah. Catholic school anthem.
You're a bad fella, devil.
Yeah. Bad influence.
Oh.
That's how you guys had to convince the nuns.
What was the striper?
Yeah, striper. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a good. Yeah.
No, it was not good. Stop that.
It was
silly.
good.
That was just silly.
Come on.
Yeah, I had did my drum set all with yellow.
You had
tape
striper
and-
stuff, really?
Yeah.
What a loser.
Yeah, for a talent show. And I had a VH on my bass drum.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
At least you.
You were allowed to have that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was about it.
God,
That was about it, though.
Imagine if Van Halen knew you had striper stuff on the same thing. They'd be like, "What, dude?"
Yeah. Hey, it was 85, man.
Yeah, but
You
they're
know.
like, "Hey, man, can you maybe, if you're gonna be a Van Halen fan, maybe don't talk about striper."
Hey, I have striper on vinyl, so there you have it.
Van Halen did not want to share. They did not want to share a fan base with striper. I can tell you that right now. They're pretty pissed that Vic was swinging both ways. All right. The New York Jets owner, the New York Jets chairman. We don't like to use it.
Oh yeah.
We've
The
gone. We try
family
to get
owns
away
shares.
from that.
He's just part of the family.
He got the F grade in the NFL Players Association doing their team report card. He got the only F grade. Well, he came out and called the survey totally bogus. And he said he values his relationships with the players and their
people
opinions.
love me.
But he questioned the integrity of the poll. And they said, well, what do you think is bogus about it? And he said, the whole thing. It's bogus.
Lies, I tell you.
Wow. Just under 1,700 players graded their teams in this poll. Now, I guess it is totally possible that, someone just made up this whole poll and was like, but it seems unlikely. But Johnson said, I don't know how they collected the information, who they collected it from. It was supposed to be according to the agreement we have with the league. It's supposed to be a process where we have representatives and they have representatives, so we know that it's an honest survey.
Dude, who
and that
cares?
was violated, in my opinion. I'm going to leave it at that. But I think there are a lot of owners that looked at that survey and said it's not fair, it's not balanced, it's not every player, it's not even representative of the players.
What do you care?
Dude, you know what this is. This is a billionaire who's embarrassed.
Yes, it's that.
This
well,
is like
you
if I
protest too much.
If you talk to Trump about approval ratings, what's he going to say? It's always the same thing.
Well, the fact that you are upset with the poll and come out and say it tells me that it's true. If it was in fact false and you knew it was false, and more importantly, your players knew it was false, what do you care? All that matters is my players are happy and they're telling players that might become Jets, it's fine. I don't know what you're talking about. You don't need to even bring it up. In fact, I would warn you against bringing it up as anybody who's consulting with you. But the very fact that you bring it up tells me that a lot of it's true.
The NFLPA said, hey, every rostered player at the time of the survey had access to do the poll. Not everyone chose to.
So why are you bitching, Woody? To me, you are an absentee. Isn't he like our American ambassador to Paris or London?
I don't know
dude,
it's
don't you
something
have
like that.
something else to worry about? Obviously, you're a willed-in owner that you will pass the team on. You're just a landlord. Carry on about your day, man. We didn't care about you before Aaron showed up, and when Aaron leaves, we're not going to care about you again. So just shut up and go take care of your duties.
He said, if the players are getting bored with food or bored with the way the place looks, let me know. I can't do anything if they don't tell me. So I think we're going to have a lot better communication with the players in terms of what they're looking for every day. Because if I was looking at the same thing every day, I might get bored with it too.
Dude, you're absentee.
And he said, I don't believe that it's impacting the team's ability to attract free agents. He said the essence of the game is the players. That's what it's all about.
No.
Anything we can do to make their lives and their families better, we're going to do. Now, mind you, the Jets have missed the playoffs for 14 years in a row.
Yes.
Something tells me
you're not doing it right.
You're not doing this job right. I doubt that the top thing. I would imagine the Jets players, when they opened up this poll on their interwebs, said the first thing I'm going to bitch about is the food. No way. You're the Jets. You're saying, dude, we're not trying to win.
Well, he sounds like Marie Antoinette. Well, let them have cake then. It's food. They want better food?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll buy hamburgers. You're so tone deaf The very fact that you find this aggravating tells me you're petty enough that all those things that they are saying, which is petty as well, is true. If they're bitching about the food, that's the symptom. It ain't the problem.
Right. They asked him also about Aaron Rodgers, and he said, well, both Aaron Glenn and the GM made the decision it was time to move on. The experiment was a good experiment to bring him in, but it just didn't work out, as you can see. I have a lot of respect for Aaron Rodgers. He's a great player, a Hall of Fame player. I'm sorry it didn't work out, but we made a choice. I think we made the right choice. They made the right choice.
His Madden ratings were through the roof.
Yes. Yeah. It is sort of the I can't believe they would say something bad about me. Nobody ever tells me anything bad to my face. You're the boss.
Yeah, it's your job to notice.
If your employees never say anything bad to you, but when they do an anonymous poll, everyone says it's bad, you might want to believe the anonymous poll, because it's really difficult for people to go to their billionaire boss and say, dude, you're doing your job wrong. No one's going to do that.
Especially the yes men who are fostering the environment that their players hate. I mean, Woody's just allowing it to happen. He's had a myriad of people that run the day-to-day. They're the ones that are making the decisions. He's just writing the check.
Yeah.
Just the fact that you're saying it, dude, you're just telling me by your actions and by your words, everything that was written was true.
I don't know that. Again, I don't know that he really believes that it's not true, or this is just like a defense mechanism.
No, I think it's a how dare you. Look at what I've done for you. I pay you millions of dollars. How dare you say anything like that? And no one told me you didn't like the environment.
Yeah, I haven't
How
heard.
dare you?
No, I haven't heard any of this. No one's bringing this up to
Your
me.
Your job to notice, brother.
The Vikings made sure. Speaking of Aaron Rodgers, the Vikings made sure to note that while they were looking at Aaron Rodgers, it had nothing to do with their confidence in J.J. McCarthy.
This is such a you can say these kind of things when his possibilities have already come and gone. You know, this is the kind of stuff that you can poke people in the eye. It's kind of true. Throw some half-truths out there, because no matter what, he ain't going to be a Viking. And you can shade the truth to make yourself look really good. So I don't believe all of this.
I kind of do.
You think? Well, no, I believe everything about the job. I don't think they cared much for Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, I don't
think
think so
I
either.
think they're going to act like, oh, yeah, we offered him. But our confidence, we know by your actions that's a true statement. But I think they're having fun being in the catbird seat. I don't have to deal with this Aaron Rodgers stuff. So I'm going to throw this out. Hey, Pittsburgh, listen to this.
I think maybe because I do understand you've got a rookie quarterback, well, a second-year guy, but he's coming off a major injury. He's never played a game in the NFL. You don't have a veteran backup presence. You don't know what he's going to look like fully healthy. So it would make sense to say, man, there's a guy who's pedigreed. We should, just at least kick the tires on it.
It would have, and they did, and they can say it looked good, but it wasn't good for us.
It wasn't for
and
us.
That's why you can sit back and do and say what they're saying right now, because no matter the outcome, you've already passed on the opportunity. So make it as difficult and as weird for anybody else. Like, I don't know why they're not signing him. We liked him. Pittsburgh, we love the guy. You should sign him. Wink, wink.
I think it's the right thing to say for an organization that's got a young quarterback who's probably a little worried that if I don't look like Sam Darnold looked last year, people are going to be coming at me with pitchforks. But the options right now are J.J. McCarthy or Brett Rippon. Now, the Vikings didn't name they said we're not going to name a starter yet, but I just mentioned Brett Rippon is the alternative.
There is the underlying axiom, and I have a lot of problems with Jerry, and he took care of Cooper Rush while he could. That when you lose your starting quarterback for more than a month, all hope is lost no matter what. I mean, it really is. If you're a contending team and you lose your quarterback, especially in the wrong time of the year, I don't care who your backup is. I mean, it happens periodically where you get a guy that steps in for Wentz and does some stuff. But
or a guy like
for the most
Drew
part,
Bledsoe gets hurt and this Tom Brady character shows up.
Okay, so that's twice in the last 30 years. You know what I mean? So the odds tell you I ain't overpaying for a backup quarterback, because if my quarterback goes down, my chances are down to infinitesimal anyway. So I get the idea, and especially with a rookie like this where he's going to be operating without much of a safety net, but that gives you some freedom. Look, dude, there's no backup. get back out there. You're going to have to get better.
Yeah. No, I don't think there's any doubt. But I will say this. I'm a big believer in if I'm a contending team especially.
I pay. But I only pay for a quarterback. If I can't survive longer than a month, and I think that's asking a whole lot of a backup quarterback for the most part. A month? 4 games?
Well, first of all, remember last year, I don't know if the Vikings planned on I think they really did plan on a full-blown competition between McCarthy and Darnold.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was decided for them.
Yeah.
But they wanted to at least make sure if McCarthy won the job, they had an experienced backup.
See, and that's fine, but for the most part, I know you got to learn on the job. I'm not going to overpay because I'd rather pay more for a lineman to protect this young guy than pay for a backup just in case I need it.
All right, halfway there. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Rocket. Rocket is giving every home one address. Rocket.com, a single seamless home ownership platform to help you find, buy, sell, finance, even refinance your home. Everything you need, all under one roof. Visit Rocket.com, the new home for all things home ownership. Rocket, own the dream.
You've decided to divorce. I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you're worried about getting the bills paid, childcare, and your divorce, we'll help make it simple, painless, and affordable.
Your future matters. Call the law office of Steve Benke.
Call 210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
At Rocket, we believe everyone deserves their shot at the American dream. So if you're feeling locked out of home ownership, we're here to give you back the keys. We're opening doors, breaking down walls, and doing everything we can to turn renters into owners. And we're not going to stop until we help everyone home. To find out more, visit Rocket.com. Rocket, own the dream.
This ad is brought to you by Care for the Injured, which is not a law firm. Past results don't guarantee future outcomes. Recovery depends on case details. Did you or a loved one take the birth control shot Depo-Provera and later develop a brain tumor? You are not alone. Thousands of women in the U.S. have been affected and deserve compensation. Depo-Provera, a widely used birth control injection, has been linked to serious brain tumors like meningiomas. If you use Depo-Provera for at least a year and were diagnosed with a brain tumor, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Our network of attorneys fight for the rights of women like you, women who were never warned about the risk of birth control shots. Our caring legal team is standing by to help you get the justice and compensation you deserve. The sooner you call, the sooner we can begin working on your case. Call 800-298-5126 now for a free confidential case review. That's 800-298-5126. Call 800-298-5126.
Our daughter Jessie loves playing detective.
A clue.
But since we discovered she has sensitive skin, we've been playing detective too.
We thought the problem was our puppy.
But it was actually our old detergent.
Aha.
So we switched to Tide Free and Gentle. Tide Free and Gentle provides an excellent Tide clean, and it doesn't leave behind irritating residues like dyes or perfumes, so it's gentle on your skin.
Case closed.
If it's got to be clean, it's got to be Tide Free and Gentle.
Rock's Discount Vitamins and More wants to thank God and San Antonio for making Rock's the king of supplements. Are you losing weight, building muscle, or just getting healthy? Rock's has you covered. Weight loss and muscle building packages starting at just $75. Plus, get a free in-body scan in 15 seconds with the In-Body 270 analysis. Start tracking your results today. The pros at Rock's know their products, how they work, and what's best for your health and fitness goals. Call 210-342-7625 or visit rocksdiscountvitamins.com.
This is the story of the one who, as a maintenance specialist for a historic high-rise, knows that vintage charm historically needs constant attention. Which is why when it's time to upgrade turn-of-the-century mechanicals, they turn to Grainger. With easy access to 1 million-plus products and the scale to deliver when and where you need them. The right tools and supplies are never far away. So the one can keep that vintage building running like new. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done. We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8157. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-8157. That's 800-575-8157.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
If you've been injured in an accident, you know there's no shortage of attorneys who want your business. But when it comes to results, the numbers speak for themselves. Thomas J. Henry secured over $1 billion for clients in the past 4 years. We've successfully represented thousands of injured Texans, earning over 12,000 5-star reviews on Google. So, who is the right attorney for you? Just look at the numbers. Thomas J. Henry, the name you know, the firm you trust. San Antonio, Texas.
Transform your water with Connecticut. For a limited time, receive a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off with a trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months with approved credit. Don't wait. The offer ends soon. Call Connecticut today.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. If you're traveling along 35 on the northeast side of town, 1604 to Olympia Parkway, that is a 45, 50-minute commute due to road work. Roadway is reduced to one lane. It's slow from Weidner. Now, they are in the clearing stages on the southbound side of 35, Thousand Oaks to Randolph Boulevard. An accident, 37 northbound approaching Loop 410, southeast side of town, causing a little bit of a delay. Stop and go from Southton Road. And I-10 westbound Desavala, disabled vehicle blocking the median. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NFL owners have gathered in Palm Beach. Stephen Jones spoke about his pass rusher, Micah Parsons. Said there's no disappointment that a deal isn't done yet. He also said the Cowboys weren't done yet in free agency. In the NBA, the Spurs return to action tomorrow night against the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is set for 7. It'll be televised from the Frost Center. The Texas Rangers fell 14-3 in their series opener with the Cincinnati Reds yesterday. They'll continue their series today. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This Sports Center update brought to you by Twin Peaks.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
On the Morning Huddle on an April Fool's Day. Don't get fooled out there, folks.
Don't. Even though it sounds ludicrous, it's probably true is my problem.
Yes. Someone's going to try to pull one over on you. Don't be the person that gets one pulled over on them. I hate April Fool's Day, quite frankly.
I already got.
You got.
You did. You got suckered. What a dummy. I can't believe you got caught up in that. That was a bozo move by you.
Trump off the Cowboys.
Like, dude, you knocked her up? What?
Surprised you didn't call him.
Dude, I just about did.
Dude.
Like, man.
Not an April Fool's joke. Jerks and Profar, they called him and they were like, hey, man, you're suspended for 80 games. And he said, what? April Fool's and then until tomorrow. And they were like, yeah, we're not kidding, bro.
No,
80 games, beat it.
Shouldn't have eaten those Mexican monkey muscles you were taking.
It's funny because Jerks and Profar is one of these dudes who last year, so about, I don't know, 7-8 years ago, Jerks and Profar was looked at as like the best prospect in baseball.
Who was the manager at Atlanta at the time? Said, take off all that gold. You're wearing too much gold. Take it off.
But he actually came up in the Rangers organization, was like, and the Rangers thought, man, we've got a star. And Jerks and Profar stunk. He could not play a lick until last year. with the Padres, he suddenly figured it out and had a career year and suddenly was like, wow, this guy can actually play ball. And now we know why. Because he was using the gas, and he is now suspended for 80 games without pay. Mind you, I told you the Braves have started 0-5. Not a great start for the Braves.
This is a kick in the teeth, man.
This was one of their big free agent signings of the offseason.
Yeah, he was worth 100 runs that are gone, man. So
he was suspended for chorionic gonadotropin.
I heard gonad in there.
Look this up.
Well, gonad is the nether bits.
It says it's a hormone.
What's it called? Say it again.
Chorionic.
Spell that
CHORIANIC. Chorionic. Gonadotropin.
Oh, it popped right up. And it even came up with MLB next to it. It's a performance-enhancing drug.
My guess is it just helps the production of testosterone, which most of these things do.
Big muscles.
Lets you hulk out a little bit. But now Profar said that he had a statement. He said it was the most difficult day of his baseball career. He was devastated by the news. He was tested 8 times during a surprising breakthrough season and never tested positive. The positive test occurred this offseason, he says.
What the hell is this stuff?
This is especially painful for me because anyone who knows me and has seen me play knows I am deeply passionate about the game. There is nothing I love more than competing with my teammates and being a fan favorite. I want to apologize to the entire Braves organization, my teammates, and the fans. It's because of my deep love and respect for this game that I would never knowingly do anything to cheat it. How come no one ever says, yeah, I did it?
I'm trying to get paid.
You got me, man. You got me. It's always, I would never do this intentionally.
Yeah, I think I had to do it. Like, what?
No, it was an accident. It was mixed into my good stuff.
You know, I think Canseco at one point kind of did it. Did kind of say, hey, man, it was about the dollars. I mean, what are we talking about here? I mean, I think he was the only one.
He's the only one
that truly kind of came out and said, yeah, I did. It was for the
and
money.
I thought he was like, and now part of it was he was washed out of the game by that point, and he saw all these other guys making money, and he knew why they were making money, and he's like, dude, they're lying to you. I would have thought that it would open up some other guys to like admit that what they'd done.
No,
it just didn't.
Just can't. They just can't, and I get why. I'm reading about this
Andy
stuff.
Pettitte kind of admitted it. Like,
well,
he at least accepted responsibility
after he threw everybody else under the bike. Anyway, human chorionic gonadotropin.
Okay.
Is primarily used as a hormone.
I think you mean gonadotropin.
Gonadotropin.
It's pronounced gonad correctly.
Gonadotropin. That's right. Gonadotropin is a hormone for the maternal recognition of pregnancy, produced by the trophioblast cells that are surrounding the growing embryo. It is harvested from placentas.
Yes.
I think he probably needs to sit down for a couple games. I think that we're sucking up stuff off of a surgery floor. I don't think you need to be putting that in there, and I'm glad that it's helping.
Do you think maybe he, like the way he's trying to spin this is, hey, I was doing some lovemaking things with a pregnant woman.
All I'm going to say is man boobs are in your future. I'm just saying moobs. This isn't going to end well.
I mean, what's wrong with eating a little placenta? Isn't it supposed to give you powers anyway?
I like it over a cracker.
It's like a parisa.
It increases the chance of pregnancy, or you produce a whole lot more sperm.
Mm-hmm.
He's got that going for him.
Yes.
Giant full nuts running to first base.
That's our kitty out there, probably.
He's
a placenta eater.
He's on the HCG.
Gonadotropin.
That's a new nickname.
That should be his name, Gonadotropin. That's
just go with Gonad.
We'll just call him Gonad for short. Yep. So now the Braves did trade for Stuart Fairchild from the Cincinnati Reds for cash considerations.
Yeah, desperation.
Yeah. First of all, I've never heard of Stuart Fairchild, and if the Cincinnati Reds were just willing to give him up for like $30,
I want to know what the cash consideration was. I got a gift card to Apple Store, and how about some Dave and Buster Bucks.
Yeah, he signed Profar signed a $1 million contract with the Padres 2 years ago. Made the All-Star game last year, hit 280, 24 homers, 85 batted in. His adjusted OPS was 25 points higher than his previous high in a full season. His hard hit ball rate, 44.4%, was 10 points higher than his previous. There were some red flags. Let's just say that. Having a breakout season at 32 and suddenly you're hitting the ball a lot harder and
the back acne.
Yeah, maybe we should have seen this coming.
It wasn't pretty.
3 years, $42 million is what he got from the Braves. He was their biggest offseason acquisition, and now, so this is the same stuff that Manny Ramirez got busted for in 2009. Okay. All right. Well, listen, man, you got to do what you got to do. You got to get the money, baby.
He's never going to be in the Hall of Fame.
And he got the money.
No matter what he does now, he's screwed.
Now, something that's interesting about this is, and I didn't know this rule until today. It obviously, the suspension of 80 games, half the season, or just under half the season. But when he comes back, if the Braves make the postseason, he is ineligible for postseason play. So they're like, oh, no, he took steroids, 9 months ago. He can't play in the.
Well, he's going to show up about 25 pounds lighter.
I don't know that he can get 25 pounds lighter. He might die.
I'm glad that they'll enforce the rule like that. He shouldn't be available.
Why not? Just do your 80 games and move on.
When you have a guy that flaunts the rules that badly, according to how baseball has meted out,
get some better masking agents, guys. Yeah. Like, it's 2025. If you don't have a good steroid masker, what are you even doing in Major League Baseball? If you don't have a good steroid masking agent or an interpreter that's willing to take the fall for you and go to prison,
what's the point?
What are you even doing?
You got to hire better representation.
What are you doing with your money?
I can get you a couple guys that'll take a life for you.
That's right, man. That's right. And Vic, like, if I got in trouble with the law and it was like, okay, AJ he's gonna be off the air because of this trouble, Vic would take the fall for me because he knows I'm that important to the show. And Vic understands.
I'm not sure he would.
Of course
this guy's been
Vic's
in this
my
building
real friend
longer than anybody else. Literally.
He's my real friend.
He has been here. You think that people haven't come and gone?
Been here since 2000.
He's seen some things.
In the year 2000.
Consider the talent that he has seen pass through these doors.
In the year, none of it better than us, though, right?
Well, I'm just saying. This is his first rodeo.
This is top shelf.
Oh, yeah.
This is the good stuff.
20 years of effort paid off this way.
A lot of people call it the good stuff. I don't like to toot my own horn, but I love it. I love it.
Enough about us. What do you think of us?
Vic toots my horn. Oh, he's a horn tooter.
Yeah.
Elsewhere in Major League Baseball, did you see? Two things happened. First, the torpedo bat is still a thing. Okay. Ellie De La Cruz hit 2 home runs and knocked in 7 runs with that bat yesterday.
This isn't going to just go by as a new thing. I sense a kerfuffle building. Yeah. I sense a kerfuffle. I sense a struggle, a fight, whether this is a valid thing or not.
Yeah.
I feel it. I mean, because whether it's happenstance or, we don't have enough statistical data to tell us if it's a trend or not, these dudes are putting it out of the park. I mean, right now it looks like a competitive disadvantage, like the tush push. You're going, wait a minute. We might need to evaluate this. Is this good for the league?
Well, I'm sure it's going to be in the offseason discussions. The other thing that happened was the Athletics, I keep wanting to call them the Oakland A's, the West Sacramento A's debuted last night at Sutter Health Park.
It's awesome.
Which is, I mean, it looks like a minor league stadium.
It's a minor league park, no doubt about it.
And by the way, things did not go well for the A's in their opening game at the park.
Still the A's.
They lost 18-3 in a
that 230-foot left field
closely contested matchup. Closely contested.
Was it a torpedo bat loss?
No. Well, there was something that took a loss from a bat, though.
Okay.
A drone landed on the left field wall, and one of the bat boys, a kid named Stuart Thalblum, decided to take care of it. The drone tried to lift him off the grass.
My God.
Like he grabbed it and the drone tried to take off. Pretty big. And
Things are pretty powerful.
yeah, and so when it tried to lift him up, he took a bat and brought it down to the ground.
It sounds like this
And
went
then
on during the game?
He gave it to the security guard, yeah. It came up in the 7th inning and delayed the game for a few minutes. He said, I think for me, I didn't want to cut my fingers off. I always see that on the news. Do you? People hurt themselves when it's hovering or whatever, and their hand gets caught in it.
Yeah.
He's 22 years old. He's a 6-year bat boy. Bro, maybe find a job.
6-year bat boy
Like,
at 22?
If you have the same job at 22 you had at 16, and it's seasonal work, we call this.
Right.
It's I work 81 days a year.
Is this a special needs hire?
I don't think so.
Okay.
But he said
You're a 22-year-old bat boy.
That's what you would think, right?
No, and right now you've made the show, or at least the show made it to you. 5 years ago, at 16, you're a bat boy for a AA team in Sacramento.
Well, his dad is
no.
the A's visiting clubhouse manager. So
I'm getting the sense that this family lives at the ballpark.
Yeah.
You live in the dugout? Well, no,
they're like Baker Mayfield and his wife at Cleveland Stadium.
I live behind the bullpen. I'm not poor.
Yeah, see?
We got money. I live behind a bullpen. See my car. It's a big batter's helmet.
Oh, yeah.
Why are you always driving around in a batter's helmet car? Well, that's our car.
They said Dad was proud, though. Dad said, I'm proud of him for a lot of other reasons, more so than getting a drone, just for being a good kid. He's a good clubby.
He can.
Oh, there you go.
I'm really proud of my 22-year-old son, who is a bat boy.
You betcha. He can dress himself. He recently learned to tie his shoes.
I believe I'd whoop my kid's ass if he was a 22-year-old bat boy.
And we've learned him not to grab drones because it'll cut his finger.
Well, and it almost flew. My favorite part of the story is
water burn baby.
He grabbed the drone and it tried to fly away with him.
You see, son?
It would have been like a Disney movie. Like,
Tragedy strikes in the first. Now, he didn't die
first game in Sacramento. He actually died in East Sacramento on the other side of the river.
Headed out to sea.
Yeah.
But we're going to attribute it to the drone at the stadium.
He was able to hold on till about Davis, and then he let go.
Then he had to let go.
Yeah. Oh, man, hate when that happened.
2-year-old bat boy went running out there and grabbed the drone and lost the fingers on his right hand. Not an auspicious start for the A's in Sacramento.
You got a 22-year-old, don't you?
Yeah, he can. Yeah, he's.
Now imagine that right now he's
got a degree that he's probably pretty well equipped to be a bat boy.
Imagine he's working for the missions at 22 years old. He's like, Dad, guess what I got a gig doing? Like, you're not going to believe this.
The same thing you were doing when you were 16. That job?
Yeah. But now it's
but
70.
I'm a senior bat boy.
Yeah, I'm like, I'm what they call an executive bat boy.
Some are born to greatness. Others have it thrust upon them. Go live your life, son.
All right.
Your shoes untied, by the way.
No, Dad, they're Velcro. All right, I got to tell you about Carbach. Maybe that's what he gets. Maybe that's the reward at the ballpark. He gets to drown himself in a couple Carbachs now. I'd keep the job too, I guess. Carbach, they know how to make a ball game a lot better. I can tell you that because they do it at the Astros games. They've got that Crawford Bach there. They'd sell the Ziegenbach. They don't like Crawford Bach at the Rangers games, but they've got Ziegenbach up there. It's all over the place. It's all over Texas, but particularly here in San Antonio. The brewery decided when they first branched out of Houston, they were going to make San Antonio their #1 priority market, and that's why their beer is all over our fair city, from the H-E-Bs, the gas stations, the liquor stores, but it's in bars and restaurants too. So this is for you out-of-towners, and particularly those of you coming in from Houston. If you're saying, oh, man, how am I going to get my beer fix? How am I going to get my Carbach fix here in San Antonio? Worry not, friends. We are a Carbach city. So when you're hitting the restaurants, when you're hitting the bars, you're doing your Final Four stuff, go ahead and ask the bartender, please make it a Carbach.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Spring Golf Classic is back. and it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies, and ladies too, and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas, Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player, or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by Yingling and sponsored by Ancira.com and PPL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, my name's Jason Thompson. I've lived in San Antonio for more than 50 years. Went to grade school, high school, and graduated from law school right here. San Antonians have trusted me as their attorney after serious injury and fatality collisions since 1994. My website is alawyerforus.com. Why a lawyer for us? Well, after several years of practice, I watched as insurance companies created their own law firms solely to defend against auto claims. Today, there are very few insurance companies that do not have their own captive law firm filled with attorneys whose job is to minimize what the insurance company has to pay on an auto claim. If you or a family member is injured in a traffic collision, you will need your own attorney. Just remember alawyerforus.com. For many lawyers you see on billboards, your case will be handled by a non-lawyer or a staff lawyer. If you call me, Jason Thompson, I will be the lawyer you speak with. The initial consultation is always free. If you or a family member needs an experienced attorney, an attorney you can trust, I want you to call me, Jason Thompson. My number is 900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or alawyerforus.com.
Do you have a special needs child or an older adult in your home? The risk of them leaving the house unnoticed is real and terrifying, but you can protect your loved ones with Vivint Home Security.
Alarm on.
Our child has autism. He doesn't usually elope, but one day he did, and it was the most terrifying moment of our lives.
If I didn't have a home security system, I would have realized way too late he's gone.
Right now, Vivint is offering a free doorbell camera with any new plan, plus free installation and low monthly monitoring plans. Smart locks, lights, cameras, and more make Vivint Home Security the smartest way to protect your family and prevent a tragedy. Vivint is the #1 smart home service provider in the U.S. Protection is just a phone call away. Call 800-953-6693. That's 800-953-6693. Monthly service agreement required for free installation.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduce stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and in rare cases fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank, members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, the owners' meeting for the NFL continues. We'll have the latest from the Dallas Cowboys.
And the Houston Texans, because John McClain will join us on a Tuesday versus a Thursday, and that's not an April Fool's joke.
No, it's not. This isn't either. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
What is this music, Vic?
Insomnia.
Oh.
Yeah, the guy passed away recently.
This is
Faithless.
actually doing the...
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun. It's a big club hit for a minute.
Yeah. It sounds like a porno soundtrack.
Yeah.
I meant
Insomnia. Who's the singer?
Faithless.
Faithless?
Yeah.
That's like shouting at the devil.
Pretty much.
What kind of
This is devil music.
This is an Armand Van Helden remix. So.
Man, what kind of stuff are you trying to juju? Are you trying to put on us?
It feels like a Van Helden remix.
Yeah.
It really has the feel.
I knew
sense
that.
Of it, yeah. When you really listen.
I knew that as soon as I heard it.
There
was
goes
in a-
again. That was a Van Helden.
I don't know if it's in a video game or not. Can't remember. If it was this one or another one. Avicii, I think, was the other one.
B. Hannon says he's heading to San Antonio this weekend for the Final
Bring
Four.
it, baby.
Oh, yeah.
Come find us.
B. Hannon, I'm
Sports.
guessing because he's a sports guy, B. Hannon is a Houston guy. So B. Hannon going to come in from Houston. I'm assuming a Coug fan.
I'm trying to...
I wonder what I wonder how the fan base, what the pie is going to be divvied up like.
Oh,
What do you
What's it gonna
expect?
look like?
Oh, Houston's going to rock this town.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There'll be a
yeah.
lot of Houston, a lot of Duke.
Duke will be second.
Duke will be, because there's a lot of T-shirt Duke fans. There'll
Of
be a lot of
course.
those guys out. All four have strong blue blood basketball time. Auburn going to be here thick, too. They're used to coming to Texas for football games. So I expect a huge turnout down on the river. These are big-time schools that are accustomed to spending money. Absolutely.
Cannot wait, man. This is it's such a good setup, and I'm kind of glad we got the matchups we got. Like, I love the idea of Duke and Houston going at it. Best offense, best defense. Let's dance. And then we've got this rematch of an SEC game. The SEC powers means we know there's going to be one SEC team in the championship game.
Have you checked the numbers? This was a chalk tournament. Favorites won. But did Vegas win? Just because favorites won didn't mean they covered. Did Vegas come out of this tournament? Upsets favor the player, not Vegas.
No. Upsets favor
Vegas.
They do. Okay.
Like, I
remember,
would have thought the other way.
Casual bettors like
Bet
to bet
upsets.
favorites and overs. So
Oh, so-
anytime there's unders and underdogs cover.
Oh, so Vegas paid through the nose because favorites won.
Yeah, but it's funny, and that's the NFL. College basketball tournament is the one time a year where fans will bet on upsets happening.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So
I
is
doubt
that
they
good
lost
for
out
Vegas?
the ass. I mean, I'm sure
Yeah.
Vegas did fine.
I mean, but it's better for upsets for Vegas, I would think, just
Yeah.
because favorites,
Now, especially because there were no big upsets, it was probably the bad thing for Vegas is there's a lot of people who will take like 3 teams and parlay all of them and just on the money line, and all the money line teams won. So it's like, Vegas
So
is
they
losing
paid, but
money.
not as much as they could have.
That's my guess.
Yeah, okay.
Whereas in the NFL, if you get a weekend where all the big favorites win and cover, the public cleans up.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You get the underdogs win, and it's like, because how could anyone have thought that the Browns would beat the Ravens?
And I've never heard of the peculiar, and I use that term peculiar in the perfect way for me, argument that there wasn't enough upsets in a tournament. We don't say that in the NFL playoffs. We don't say that about the NBA play. There wasn't enough upsets. We, for the most part, as fandom, we want the favorites to win. They're favorites for a reason. I mean, I've never, only the NCAA tournament do we actively look for the dog and cheer for the dog on a regular just for the opportunity of an upset. Yet, our brackets reflect our desire for chalk.
Yeah. Keep It Sports, he said, I read Vegas is going to hurt if Duke wins. They're doing good if anyone else wins.
Makes sense.
That's probably
because they were probably preseason number one. Well, they were second. It was Kansas preseason number one, but
UConn and Kansas were tied for. That's funny. I love looking back and saying, "Wow, how wrong were they?" The two favorites, UConn and Kansas, were 9-1.
Where was Duke?
Tied for second. Or tied for third, I guess. Alabama and Duke were both 10-1. Houston was 14-1. Gonzaga was 17-1. Baylor and Iowa State were 20-1.
Still no Big Ten teams.
Along with North Carolina 20-1. Remember, North Carolina barely made the tournament.
Shouldn't have.
Arizona, Arkansas 25-1. Auburn 25-1.
Nobody
so they're in the
expected
Final
John
Four.
Broome. And you still haven't named a Big Ten school. Now, they were right. They're not there, but
Kentucky 35-1. Creighton 40-1. And two Big Ten schools, Purdue and UCLA, both 40-1 as well.
And it turned out those were just them and Michigan were just about the best. Well, Michigan State.
Michigan State was 50-1, along with Indiana and Rutgers. Tennessee was 50-1. St. John's was 51. Florida was 60-1.
Talk about a coaching job.
Yep.
Talk about a gig.
Are you man?
You know, every now and then, Todd Golden, when they interviewed him after they got the Final Four berth, and it was the weekend prior, I guess the interview was given, and he talked about his recruiting strategy when he arrived. I get the sense that the way he put together his team will be copied across the country, and the way that he brought in mid-level guard. He recruits big men as freshmen, but he brings in, through the portal, experienced guards. And I think that there's a formula there that I think is going to be mimicked.
Man, if I would have had this ticket in my pocket preseason, I would have made some money off of Texas Tech at 100-1.
Well,
I would have found a way to spin that into some even
now
without
we're
them,
dealing with
even without them
stuff.
winning, I would have made some money off that. I'm so mad. Aggie was 80-1 preseason. Maybe the worst number on the board. Miami was 80-1.
Well, they still had a head coach at the time.
I don't know if they won 8 games. And
well, Larinaga pulled the ripcord in December.
Yeah,
I'm done.
I'm out. Get me out of here. I can't blame him either. So there you have it. That's kind of a look at how things were expected to shake out versus how they actually did shake out. Whereas if you were looking to get into it now, the national championship odds, Duke plus 105. Boy, there's not much value in that.
Well,
I would just
sense.
say do a money line rollover. You'll make more money if you do just bet Duke on the money line, take what you win, roll it over into Duke on the money line in the championship game. You'll make a lot more than plus 105. Florida 3-1, Houston 4-1, Auburn 5-1. So,
well, if you're betting Auburn, you better hold off for a day or two before you put money down. They're telling us John Eye's healthy. I don't necessarily. I want to see it.
If you pick the exact result, so like Duke over Florida, you make plus 240. Duke over Auburn plus 320. My prediction is Houston over. Well, I don't know if it was my pre-fit tournament prediction was Houston over Auburn. I think now it might be Houston over Florida. That would be 6-1.
I've got Florida over Duke.
Florida over Duke would be 5-1. The most unlikely scenario, Auburn over Houston plus 750.
Wow.
So, I mean, I guess because those two are they're underdogs to even be there.
What seems to me, if you got to put some money there. I would.
I mean, it's worth considering. I don't want to do anything involving Auburn until I know what Broome's status is.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's just enough money there to risk.
I also wonder, because right now the current line on that Florida-Auburn game is 2.5. I wonder what it will be if they say Broome's healthy, good to go. Which, by the way, the Houston-Duke line has moved, and now Houston is plus 5.5 in that game. I'm going to bet Houston at plus 5.5. Houston hasn't lost a game by 5 points all season long.
I think there's more Duke money coming.
I think
it's probably going to stretch.
It wouldn't shock me. But I also think there's going to be Florida money come because I think there's going to be rumors about Broome. There's going to be questions. It's really hard, I would imagine, to practice in this Final Four setting without somebody seeing how he looks and reporting how he looks.
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine that it's good news. So I probably expect – I think Florida will go off at around 3.5. I think Houston's going to go off – or Duke will go off 5.5, maybe 6.
No, I think those are all right. That's perception and fake money and real insight. But I do think if I was a betting man and Duke wasn't just – if Duke had a different name, if they were here as the University of Washington, same players, that line wouldn't be that big.
I don't think so
I
either.
mean?
You're always going to pay an inflated price on teams like Duke in the Final Four. No question about it. What do you think if Duke played Florida? What's the line?
If Duke and Florida played, my gosh. First of all, I would think the game would be in the 70s, the higher scoring. I like Florida because of I'd say 3 points.
Duke minus 4.5.
Wow.
Duke minus 4.5. Duke and Auburn would be Duke minus 5.5. Houston and Auburn would be Houston minus 1.
Wow, I'd like much more than that.
Houston if Houston gets through Duke, they're winning the title.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and write that in your notebook. If they get past Duke, they are winning the title because no one wants to play Houston on short prep. Like if Houston's in the championship game, I think they win it. Houston, Florida would be Florida minus 1.5.
And I think that's fair.
So
because Florida, they are uniquely equipped in that they can roll out 4 starting guards to kind of withstand some of that withering pressure.
I mean,
whether they get shots out of that is a different story.
That's the big question.
But at least they'll get it up in on the other side of the line with some time to do something.
All right, when we come back, we'll wrap up the third hour of the show. Time is flying by.
That's what happens on a busy week.
Man. We'll talk some more hoops. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Twin Peaks has a deal. If you head by Twin Peaks any day of the week, there's always fun to be had and great food to be imbibed. But on Tuesdays, things get fun. Kick off your week at the BOGO Wings at Twin Peaks. You buy 6 of the wings, and guess what? You get 6 free. That's every Tuesday at participating locations. Bring the crew, spread the wealth, and have yourself some wings with the best dipping sauce you can find. The deal won't last long, though. At Twin Peaks, one of the things they know best is wings, and they'd only do it for a limited time because, quite frankly, you guys eat too much of them. Tuesdays are BOGO days. Buy 6, get 6 free. That's at all the participating ones. Step up your wing game one more time, one more week. Head up to the lodge on Tuesdays. The BOGO Wings keep going until they're done. That's every Tuesday. BOGO Wings in Twin Peaks. The eats are always great. The drinks icy cold, but why do we go? It's the great deals and those scenic views.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident 37 northbound right as you approach Loop 410 southeast side of town as you stop and go from right around Southton. On I-10 westbound to Zavala, that's a stall blocking the median, and ongoing road work on 35 is causing heavy delays northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway with the roadway reduced to just 1 lane. So expect delays to start right around Weidner, and that's going to set you back about 45-50 minutes. Nacogdoches, Lookout, Wurzbach Parkway, those are good alternate routes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by True Green.
We're back in the miller's yard, who now use True Green.
Their lawn started looking like a fairway, and pro golfers started showing up.
They love playing this lawn.
Get a PGA Tour quality lawn for as little as $1 a day at TrueGreen.com. Exclusions apply. See TrueGreen.com for details.
Davis Law Firm secures important verdicts and settlements for Texans hurt in a car, truck, or 18-wheeler wreck. Many in the millions of dollars. No case is too big or too small. And remember, there's no fee unless we win. So if you want more, call the Fours. Davis Law Firm San Antonio, 444-4444.
San Antonio, the NCAA 2025 Men's Final Four is coming April 4th through the 7th. Check out Reese's Men's Final Four Friday, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where you can watch open practices and the Reese's NABC All-Star Game at the Alamo Dome for free. And for the music lovers, March Madness Music Festival, presented by AT&T, Capital One, and Coca-Cola, with 3 days of free concerts, featuring the biggest acts in music at Tower Park and Hemisphere. Visit ncaa.com/men's Final Four.
Springtime is here and baseball season is finally underway. Don't miss your chance to add your favorite players from the diamond to your Prize Picks lineup. Whether it's strikeouts, RBIs, first inning runs, you can take your pick of more or less for your shot of 1,000 times your money cash today. I'll say it again. That's today, because on Prize Picks, you can match your player projections from different sports. Combine your favorite baseball players with your favorite basketball players. Maybe it's hockey. Maybe it's esports. Maybe it's something else. That's why you download Prize Picks. And what you do with Prize Picks is you win $50 instantly. Go download the app today and use the code ALAMO. That's ALAMO to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. I'll say it again. Download the app right now. Use the code ALAMO. That's $50 instantly. Just play your lineup. Prize Picks. Hey, go run your game. I love Prize Picks because I'm not alone. There's millions of us playing, and you can win. It's easy. More or less. You better go run your game now.
The Easter Bunny? He's lost his dazzle. His tail? Flatter than a pancake.
Yeah, no more poof, see?
And those eggs? They're supposed to be spiffy, colorful, full of magic, but the trap streaky, like they've been kissed by dust bunnies.
And when the cabbage we're shelling out for eggs, they ought to be the cat's pajamas. But nope, everything's on the fritz, and we know why.
Hard water.
Nasty build-up, filmy gunk. It's giving the whole shebang the heebie-jeebies.
It needs a Connecticut. Their non-electric, high-efficiency water softness make water the bee's knees. Your skin, smoother than a gangster's alibi. And eggs?
Gleaming like gold in a G-Man's pocket.
For a limited time, get a free reverse osmosis drinking station, $400 off for trade-in, and 0% interest for 12 months. Call Connecticut of San Antonio and the Hill Country, 210-656-PURE. That's 210-656-PURE.
It's a limited time, so hop to it, see?
License number 38961.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Do you find yourself stuck in a timeshare? Get the real facts about the timeshare industry and your options for cancellation. Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group, has put together a free information guide that reveals the secrets the timeshare industry doesn't want you to know, including the 5 ways to get rid of your timeshare. Call now and get this timeshare cancellation guide absolutely free.
Call 800-334-2266. That's 800-334-2266. 800-334-2266.
Paid for by Wesley Financial Group.
This is the sale you've been waiting for. The Macy's Spring VIP sale is here. Exclusive savings on the season's most loved brands, with an extra 30% off Avec Les Filles, Karl Lagerfeld, DKNY, and more. Plus, get 15% off beauty essentials from MAC, Armani Beauty, and too many others to mention. So get to the Macy's Spring VIP sale now and shop brands you love at prices you'll love even more. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
What if you could build a 6-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a 6-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and executive producer of the award-winning documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new film at 1-800-689-4242. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay. Call right now, 1-800-689-4242. That's 1-800-689-4242. Again, 1-800-689-4242.
Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and respect. A firm backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients. If you've been injured, trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
It's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Seems like something up Rob's alley.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm proud to say this, man. You know how many times people like me got laid because of Journey?
Yep. Or it was playing in the background at least.
Ain't anybody you're taking home after Shout at the Devil? You're going to need a shot and a prayer. At least with this, you only needed a shot.
Losing ground.
Although I'm not sure if I preferred the Asian lead singer. Or him.
They sound identical, though.
Yeah, he sounds more like the original than the original.
Yeah.
Can change your mind if we can't go on to survive the tide.
So this is the video
Love divides.
that has the guy, the bass player, is Randy from American Idol.
Oh, yeah.
He was a bass player in this video.
One night will remind you how we touched and went our separate ways.
For a guy who makes fun of this, you know the words.
I know the words to every song, Rum.
That means you listen to it more than once.
Yeah. I don't dislike Journey. I went to the Journey concert with you.
Not really.
I did.
Oh, no, we did see Journey. That's right. I was thinking about the fake Journey we could have seen.
No, I didn't go to a fake Journey.
You haven't seen Eclipse
fake
yet.
Journey?
No.
Yeah, Eclipse is a pretty good fake Journey
The
band.
time we live in.
But their lead singer's a woman.
Oh.
And she sings the part. Pretty good.
I don't go for women lead singers of man bands.
She just puts a wig on. You never know.
Lady Journey? Ha!
I don't know.
Ha! Did you pay half price?
You didn't. There is a ceiling.
I ain't paying a full price ticket for a lady singer.
No.
Singing man songs? Hell no.
That woman would kick our ass.
Yeah, I was real pissed once I found out Stevie Nicks was a woman, and I said, Steve? And paid full price for this album.
Those liner notes need to make it clearer. This is a woman.
I actually saw there is a Fleetwood Mac and Stevie Nicks tribute band going to Sam's Burger joint. And I was like,
nice.
I might go watch that. I'd be interested in
It's
that.
the same band that we just saw. It's the same dude.
Can you
What are
imagine how
talking
angry
about?
I would be?
Come out with a blonde wig.
I would lose my mind.
Hey, it's the NXS motto, dude.
Oh, man. And he's like, if you guys are into, if you're into U2, there's a show coming up next month. Band that I really, really love.
Yeah.
Damn you. God, if it was him, I'd be so mad. He's just, that's what a racket. Just run around like.
Put on a frilly dress and a blonde wig and step out.
Oh, man, if he's Stevie Nicks, I'd be so pissed. I bet the big fat saxophone player is Stevie Nicks, though.
Yeah. Stevie Nicks got a big old Adam's apple. I noticed Stevie's got a 5 o'clock shadow.
Anybody notice that Stevie looks like she's been in prison for the last 15 years?
Is that a bulge going on down there? What?
Oh my! What a fun time we've got here. What a fun time we've got here on our fine little radio program. No other radio program talks about the things we talk about. I believe that.
Thank God.
Because they would be kicked right off the radio. Right off the radio. But us, they keep bringing us back, baby. Keep bringing us back. They have decided, at least apparently, the Falcons have made this, and this might be a marketing, or not a marketing, it might be a stunt to try and up the trade value, but they're preparing for Kirk Cousins to be their backup quarterback. The Falcons do not expect Kirk Cousins to attend off-season team activities.
You don't think?
He says if he is there, he'll be welcomed with open arms, which is kind of weird. Like the idea that now Cousins is, I don't know, is he not showing up because he doesn't want to be the backup? That doesn't seem very Kirk Cousins-y to me.
No, he's doing this because his agent said, if you want to be a starter, you're going to have to force your way out of town.
Yeah.
Because they're perfectly willing to wrap up about $50 million a year in quarterback.
And listen, man, he's going to be very, very well paid to be a backup. And, and if that's the case, so be it. Raheem Morris said OTAs are voluntary. They're going to be treated as such. But we still expect him to be in attendance when mandatory practices begin. He says everything's the same as far as we feel about Kirk. We still feel very strongly he's our backup quarterback. We feel very strongly about the human being that he is. Obviously, it's a business, but we have not discussed Cousins waiving the no-trade clause.
I haven't asked him yet.
He says, I just know how good of a person Kirk is. Kirk has too much respect for the game and Michael and that room and his coaches to cause an issue. He's not that type of guy. This is a situation we can resolve if we have to. Now, he signed a 4-year, $90 million year last offseason. And by having him on the roster past March 17th, this last March 17th,
he was committed, yeah.
They added $10 more million to guaranteed money. So there's no, I mean, I guess once you're paying him, there's no pressure to move on from him.
Well, I mean, the money was spent. The budget was put together with him being there in mind. So it's not like they're out anything. They're playing with the same kind of money they thought they were going to play with, though they have a different guy starting the game. So they're financially exactly where they expected to be. So their reaction here is not surprising. But it would be idiotic if you are not behind the scenes shopping him like mad. But I'm not going to go to him and tell him to waive his no-trade clause until I have a deal at which I believe he will agree to. Why would I anger him and poke him in the eye when I'm trying to get him to say yes to something? So I'm going to love on him, and I'm going to say you can do what you want to do, but I'm trying to sell you. Don't get me wrong here.
And maybe that's the way you talk to him privately about it, is like, listen, man, we want you to be a good soldier. I'm telling you, we are trying to find something for you behind the scenes, but publicly, we don't need this.
And I'm not going to blow you up if you're not at camp. I get it, but I'm going to try to move you. I don't want you sitting on my bench paying you $35 million. No one wants that, so fare thee well, but we're going to have to do this together.
And it does seem like Kirk Cousins is the kind of guy who would be like,
This dude has been a leaf on a stream for
his whole career,
15 years, and made $200 million being a leaf. Just the happenstance. Oh, I guess I'll just get franchised again for $50 million. He has followed the letter of the law as the Players Association wrote how negotiations should work. If you're savvy enough and good enough, if you play the game by the rules as established, you can make $500 million and be average if you'll just play the game as it's designed. And the franchise tag, while you might not like it, that's a raise. And when they do it again, guess what? That's even more. Now you're working without a net, but if you're willing to go that route, you will make untold riches. And look at where Kirk Cousins is.
Yeah.
Played the game. These are how the rules were written. I'm playing. Franchise me? Fine. I'll ride it out.
I don't have a problem with how he's. I mean, I understand Kirk not being happy. Kirk signed a deal accepting to be the starter. He got starter money. It was assumed I'm going to be the starter, but also
if he wants to be a starter again, he can agree to a deal. And that will be. And the good news is, Kirk, the ball's in your court, brother. If you will agree to the deal, and we can find somebody who'll take on that massive salary. Congratulations, but you got to be amenable to doing it.
Also, though, if I don't know that Michael Penix is good.
I have no idea. I honestly, he didn't separate himself. I didn't see a flash like I saw from New England. I didn't see there's starter in it. I didn't see that.
Let's say the Falcons start 1-4, and
then Kirk Cousins is a no-brainer.
Yeah, if the first place in the division, let's say Tampa's 3-2, you're 1-4. You're not out of the mix.
No.
It makes a lot of sense to make a change.
Like I said, they're playing with the money they thought they were going to have. They just got a different dude that's starting the game. We act like Atlanta is hamstrung. No, they knew exactly what they were doing. They just drafted a quarterback sooner who happened to be better, and a Kirk Cousins who's just turned out to be boring in a market that doesn't really appreciate boring. They'd rather you lose and be interesting than win and be dull.
I think there's also a real possibility that Kirk Cousins is better this year than he was last year. Coming off that Achilles injury, like now he's got that's a year behind him. Like physically,
maybe. I mean, there are some issues with that offensive coordinator. There's other stuff that was a problem in Atlanta above and beyond Kirk Cousins, because there was a game or two where he was damn near perfect. So we know he's still capable. Physically, the arm was still there. The mental acuity is still there. The ball was delivered as appropriate, but the scheme seemed to have been the problem.
Yeah. Elsewhere, I guess we don't have time to get into it. I've got some interesting nuggets on what the Oklahoma City Thunder are doing.
Before we go, and something to think about, if you were Kirk Cousins and you had this kind of money in front of you, and you had the opportunity to go start, but on a far lesser team. Let's say the Titans came calling, and they're not. But you would you take less money to go and start on a bad team knowing the next 3 years are going to be god-awful, that you're only a bridge. But you're going to get paid, and you're going to be a starter. And
here's why. I don't think Kirk Cousins, at this point in his career, is worried about the difference between $20 million and $15 million or whatever.
I don't think it's about money. If you think he legit wants to be a starter, then he'll be a starter. If he wants to go someplace and play.
What I'm saying is, at 36 years old, I think if Kirk Cousins knew he was going to be a backup, he'd probably just retire.
Well, there's something to be said, like you just said, of holding the clipboard and being able to play with your kids on Tuesday. There's something to be said after this long career. He has certainly made bank. He knows there's nothing he can do short of finding a team and winning a Super Bowl that any kind of Hall of Fame is in the offing. Now he's a journeyman. He's in Atlanta. He's not going to be remembered as a Falcon, I don't think.
No,
so it's not about his legacy anywhere. Now it's just about the money and health.
Or it's about just wanting to play.
And if he does, he will take less money and agree to a deal, or agree to a renegotiated, restructured deal. If money doesn't matter, if we believe that he's made so much that that's not about it, then Atlanta will be able to move Kirk Cousins probably right at the trade.
He's got a
training camp.
He's got a no trade clause. I assume if that's the case, he would waive it.
If you want it, it's available to you. But if I'm Kirk Cousins, it ain't a bad life backing up a rookie and being the good guy mentor and coming in when needed and walking away from the game.
Yeah, but it's not the life he expected to have right now.
That's not what made him great. That's not what got him to this point. So we're asking him to change his stripes. But there have been guys in the past that have decided, you know what? I guess I'm good. I've run the race. I'm just going to finish out with some money in my pocket.
Yeah, it just does. I feel like there's something competitive about Kirk Cousins that he wants to get out there and play. And
he has a lot to prove. He's still a micro. Well, what do they call him? Solar powered. He's still, if he's under the sun, he's fine. But when the lights go down, Kirk is not the same dude.
Because I've talked to my kids before about, would you rather, be playing all the time on a bad team or be on this great team and be sitting on the bench? And they're the same way. I want to play. I'm playing because I want to play.
So you lose 180 games.
All right, 1 hour to go. Morning Huddle 94.1. We'll talk some Thunder on the other side.
On your ride to work, it's the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson, KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Jackson Hewitt. It matters who does your taxes. Tick-tock on the tax clock. For expert tax prep, hurry into Jackson Hewitt before the April 15th tax deadline. Don't worry, they're open early, late, and on weekends. To beat the crowds and the clock, book today at jacksonhewitt.com.
Hey, listen up, San Antonio. Many of the successes you've had began with a great opportunity. Now, here's another one. Get started on your degree or certificate in San Antonio. Choose from more than 135 degree and certificate programs, faster onboarding, and more from University of Maryland Global Campus. Get personalized local support services and take online or hybrid courses right here in San Antonio. Visit UMGC at San Antonio or umgc.edu/SATX.
Flight by Yuengling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yuengling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yuengling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yuengling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Attention! If you owe money to the IRS, this is an urgent message. The IRS is cracking down by sending out collection letters, garnishing paychecks, seizing bank accounts, and putting liens on homes and businesses. They call it enforced compliance, and you better watch out because penalties and interest on unpaid taxes compound daily, making it even harder to get out of debt. Don't let tax debt destroy your life. You need to call Optima Tax Relief, America's #1 tax resolution firm. They're experts in taxpayer assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, Optima's resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. Let them fight on your behalf, helping to put your tax problems to rest. Call the tax professionals at Optima now for a free consultation.
Call 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188. 800-749-8188. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, my name is Jason Thompson. I'm an attorney here in San Antonio where I've practiced for more than 30 years.
And San Antonio has really grown since I started practicing law. The risk of injury in a car crash today is greater than it's ever been, because every day we're forced to share our roads with 80,000-pound 18-wheelers and some truly dangerous drivers. If you or a family member is injured in a car crash, know this: the insurance companies are mobilized against you. They have highly trained adjusters and a long roster of attorneys with one job: pay as little as possible. Their techniques are extensive, and I believe you have zero chance of obtaining a fair recovery on your own. If you're involved in a car crash, you need to hire an attorney as soon as possible after the collision and before you speak to the insurance company's adjusters. Now, I do not have a comic book nickname. I do not call myself the Law Eagle, the Tiger Lawyer, the Law Chupacabra. I think the practice of law needs to be taken more seriously. If you've been injured, call me, Jason Thompson, for a free consultation. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code USL to get started today. Must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, and a regular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop taking prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. It may increase your stroke risk. Eliquis can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Don't take Eliquis if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. A spinal injection while on Eliquis increases risk of blood clots, which may cause paralysis, the inability to move. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling, numbness, or muscle weakness. Medications such as aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about all planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working an accident 37 northbound right as you approach Loop 410 southeast side of town as you stop and go from right around Southton. On I-10 westbound to Zavala, that's a stall blocking the median, and ongoing road work on 35 is causing heavy delays northbound 1604 up to Olympia Parkway, with the roadway reduced to just one lane. So expect delays to start right around Weidner, and that's going to set you back about 45-50 minutes. Nacogdoches, Lookout, Wurzbach Parkway, those are good alternate routes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
The NFL owners have gathered in Palm Beach. Stephen Jones spoke about his pass rusher, Micah Parsons. Said there's no disappointment that a deal isn't done yet. He also said the Cowboys weren't done yet in free agency. In the NBA, the Spurs return to action tomorrow night against the Orlando Magic. Tip-off is set for 7. It'll be televised from the Frost Center. The Texas Rangers fell 14-3 in their series opener with the Cincinnati Reds yesterday. They'll continue their series today. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowteam.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
9:01 on the Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star, AJ and Rob. 1 hour to go on a Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday naps are great naps, too.
Tuesday's a good nap day because Monday's adrenaline day. Tuesday you settle into the week. Although this week, this is really our last slow day of the week. It really starts picking up tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. We're going to be busy beavers going forward. Oklahoma City is right now in the midst of one of the most dominant regular seasons in the history of the NBA.
And that's not puffery. This is true. I mean, they are really one of the best regular season teams that have rolled through.
To the point where I don't care. I mean, the Cavs are 60-15, the Celtics are 56-19, but they're 63-12. If they win 68, 69, 70 games and don't win a title, it's going to be one of the bigger disappointments in the history of the league.
We could apply that same thing to Cleveland. Cleveland is doing what every other world champion has done. Cleveland is doing as well.
Yeah.
So no matter what, one of these two teams will go down as a monumental failure in the grand scheme of things. In the myopic view, you lost to a better team, but in the grand scheme, you're one of the greatest teams, even without a title, to ever walk on a court, and that isn't a failure if you don't walk away with a ring.
Well, some of the numbers about the Thunder. They beat the Bulls on Monday. That moved them to 28-1 against the Western Conference, which means they have broken the record for most cross-conference wins in league history. So if they beat the Pistons and go 29-1,
so against the Eastern Conference,
yeah,
okay. I was saying, so they own the Western Conference too.
Yeah, oh yeah, but they're 28-1 against the East. They could go 29-1, even if they lose to the Pistons. No one has ever won more games against the other conference than the Thunder.
Now, this
have
is
already.
a perfect storm. They're great, but the East is as bad as it's ever been.
The 73-win Warriors team went 27-3 against the East. So even that team did not beat what this team's done against the other conference. There's three teams that have 27 wins cross conference. That Warriors team, the 06-07 Mavericks. That was MVP Dirk year.
Yeah, the title year.
No,
that's
eliminated first round year.
That's right.
Yeah. And the 99-2000 LA Lakers. You may remember a fella named Shaq and a fella named Kobe that had a pretty good run there in LA. And the Thunder now just knocked all three of those teams off the map. The win yesterday, the 28-point win, was the 49th double-digit win this season. 49 wins by double digits. That passed the 2016-17 Warriors, which was KD's best season, his first season with the Warriors, for the second most double-digit wins ever. Assuming they get two more, they still have the Pelicans and the Jazz on their schedule, so chances are good they're going to get two more double-digit wins. They'll break the record of 50 set by the 1971-72 Lakers, a team that had Jerry West and Wilt Chamberlain playing for them. This is historic stuff, dude.
In the broader scheme, and what Oklahoma City doing is extraordinary. But I do, when you talk about what they've done, I think that represents a symptom of a problem with the league.
Why?
There's too many bad teams. And I think this is kind of skewed. Nothing like this has happened in nearly 60 years.
I would feel that, like, I get the Eastern Conference numbers being that way. In a Western Conference where the Phoenix Suns are likely not going to make the playoffs with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker, I can't act like this is some down Western Conference.
Well, I don't think it's down, but when you have a point differential like that, when you have a separation of like 25 points a night, that does not lend itself to a competitive league.
Their point differential is 13.3 points per game, which is the all-time record is 12.2.
See, there's the haves and the have-nots. Now, they are ridiculously good, but I would wager that Boston and Cleveland, maybe one or two other teams that don't quite have the same record, but their points or wins are pretty high too. That the separation is they win by a lot, but every now and then they lose by a lot because they don't care. But I think that represents a symptom of something that might be a little bit deeper in that we can't have this many bad basketball teams trying to get lottery balls. I mean, we've got way too many that are fighting to stay out of the playoffs that I think it's a symptom of something that in the long term might need to be addressed.
I agree with that. And we particularly have talked about it in the Eastern Conference. There were teams, almost every team in the Eastern Conference at one point this year looked like they were actively trying to not make the playoffs, but it was too hard because the Wizards and the Hornets and the Sixers, like, you couldn't be worse than them. So even when the Heat were losing like 9 games in a row and the Bulls looked like the worst team in the league, they couldn't even fall out of the play-in round because the rest of the East is so bad.
So I think, while, you need to have the superpowers, I get that there needs to be kind of a ratio on both sides, but the bad side of the league is so god-awful. Look at our own Spurs. My God, it is terrible basketball happening, and it's intentional. You want to be that bad. And I think that, at the end of the day, helped to puff up the Oklahoma City record, but at the same time represent how freaking good these 3 teams are, and them especially.
Yeah, and the fact that now they've got a 14.5 game lead on the 2 seed in the West, and they've still won 10 games in a row. They are not letting off the gas. I assume at some point down the stretch we see them slow down a little and rest some guys.
But they did against Philly and rolled them on the road with no starters.
That's Philly. That's a bad team.
Well, how many good teams are there? I mean, they can afford to do this. Very rarely do you have a team that can literally take the night off every starter and still come in and be, at the very minimum, even.
7 games left. Pistons, Rockets, 2 with the Lakers, Suns, Jazz, Pelicans.
They got some stiff comp. There's 4 teams in it that need to win. So if they did lose a few and rest, it would make sense. But I'm always of the mind, if there is an in-season goal or record that can be attained, whether it matters in the long story of your team and your franchise or not, you should chase it. You should go after it. It gives you another reason to wake up in the morning and lace up your shoes apart from the title. If you have a chance to go win 70 games, if you have the chance to go undefeated at home, if you have the chance to be the greatest team against the other conference we have ever seen, I don't know why you don't go chase
Well,
that.
the thing is, they've done that, but now, because they cannot have the most regular season wins, they can't get to 70. They can't get to 72 wins, or much less 73. The most they can get now is 70, which would be a hell of a thing no matter what. But 70's not like you don't go in the record books for 70
don't.
anymore.
It's one of those things. No, they don't go in the record book. The Spurs a couple years back, the last good year, had a chance to go undefeated at home. It didn't matter. The last game was it didn't. They had secured every position. There was no need to do it other than it was a part of the schedule. And they punted, and they lost that home game. They ended up losing in the playoffs, and they came away with really nothing for that team to hang their hat on. Whereas if they had given a little bit of effort in that last game, they didn't win anything, but that team could have said, you know what we did do? We didn't lose at home.
Lose a game at home all year.
Sometimes those goals matter in the afterthought where you don't think they're that important in the moment.
Did they win a title that year?
No, they got knocked out in the second round. So you go, what
so
was
how many home games did they lose in the playoffs?
I'm probably one. I mean, it was
that
not
was enough, huh?
Yeah, it was not a. It was the last LaMarcus year. I mean, it was the year that Kawhi and Zaza.
Okay.
So there was an attempt to keep going, and there was a reason at the time, rest everybody, but Kawhi was hurt the next game.
Did they lose to
a second game?
They lose to the Warriors that year?
That was the year the Warriors, the Zaza put the foot down, and we were headed toward a title. We did believe that. I mean, that's the reason why we benched, and we ended up with nothing. That team ended up with nothing to look back fondly on in that year because they decided to punt that last game.
But if Zaza had stepped on somebody's foot in the last game, but if he had stepped on someone's foot in the last game of the regular season.
You're right. If you don't want to get hit by a car, don't play in the street.
Right.
I understand there's a risk there, but sometimes the reward is we didn't win the title, but no team will ever be better at home, no matter how long they play in San Antonio, than mine. And that matters to guys when they're long.
See, I don't know, man. I think if you don't win a ring, none of that matters.
Well, in the grand scheme, no. But
like I just mentioned,
most players never even touch a ring opportunity, but they get a chance to put their name on something like this.
When I was reading those teams and the Dirk MVP year that they got dusted in the first round of the playoffs, like that's a forgettable year for them.
Well,
it doesn't matter how great you were in the regular season.
What they will remember is Dirk won the MVP. There's something at least that you can balance the negativity of the loss with some great achievement that at least you can justify the work. If you can't find a reason to wake up and chase that goal every day, what's the point? And it's not just about the ring. It's about winning today, winning this week, winning this month.
I think maybe the most impressive thing about what they are doing, the Thunder, is that Chet Holmgren has missed. Yeah, he missed almost half the season,
and he's
played in 25 games.
It's nice not to rely on something that great.
He's probably their second best player when he's healthy.
And they don't rely on him at all.
And his backup, Hartenstein, I don't know how many games he's missed several, probably 20, 25 games, and they were out at the same time, so they had to go with like a no big lineup, and they still kept winning.
Again, the league's just not very good. They shouldn't be able to do that.
It feels like that's taking away from what they are.
Well, it will. I mean, when you look at a sum total, when half the teams are 15-win teams, I mean, it doesn't show immediately, but at the end of the day, you can do the math and go, man, you just had an easier road.
Man, I don't know. I guess it's hard to compare apples to – it's like the people who say, well, if LeBron played in Jordan's era or if Jordan played in LeBron's era, who knows? But if the league was better, would they win 70 games? Probably not. But does it take away from what they are as a team? I don't know. I think this is pretty special what we're seeing with these guys.
Ideally, we would like a world where that 70th win mattered. Like you went out to get it because it would give you home court, home field, something.
Yeah, but they could lose every game and have home court throughout.
Well, that's what I'm saying. We want a league that's competitive where that 70th win is secondary to what that 70th win means.
I say no, they couldn't lose every game and have home court throughout because they're still only 3 games up on the Cavs, so they would have to maybe play the finals there.
So in July, they'd have to deal with the
they'd have to
road.
play a road series. Now, if they lost the rest of their games, they would still have home court advantage over the Celtics.
And that's excluding the fact that all you need to do is win one on the road, and that's already back.
Yeah,
so.
That's wild to think about, man. Wild to think about. Speaking of those Celtics, they're 9-1 in their last 10. They've won 9 games in a row. They are now only 4 games behind Cleveland, who has struggled recently. They've lost 5 of the last 10. So suddenly the East has tightened up a little bit.
And the great thing about this 3-team race is every team, all 3 of these teams do it in different ways. And there's reasons if you can see when and if they lose, why it'll happen. And when I think about Boston, I don't think anybody can beat them if they're shooting the way they can. But if they don't shoot the way they can, they're going to lose. You have to be able to bomb threes, and if they're not bombing threes, they lose. But right now, they're on a heater.
If I said pick a team in the league besides Celtics, Cavs, Thunder, who could win the title,
the usual suspects. I still think Denver, if they put their things right and get healthy, they know how to do it. I think the Timberwolves have enough talent if Anthony gets hot and gets running, but now we're starting to get skinny. There's just not a – and, the Lakers, obviously, with the guys, and the Golden State if they're in the right place. But the chances of those teams getting to the right place are so slim. It really is a 3-team race and a miracle if it were to occur.
The 2 hottest teams going – outside of those big 3 are the Houston Rockets, who have gone 8-2 in their last 10, and the LA Clippers, who have gone 8-2 in their last 10.
Of the 2, which would scare you more in a second round?
The Clippers.
Me too, because they've
got
wily vets.
Yeah, like guys like Kawhi and for what it's worth, James Harden, who have been there and done it. And I would be more scared of those guys than a bunch of kids making their first playoff run.
Exactly. Now, they could that bunch of kids could run you right out of the gym and embarrass you.
But it seems less like if I'm the Thunder, I'm way more cautious about playing a team like the Clippers than against a team that's because the Thunder, they're like, we're a bunch of young kids. Yeah, we're just a lot better than them.
The Clippers are a scary draw.
Yeah, they are. That is, the Clippers and the Warriors are 2 teams that are flying under the radar that are I guess the Clippers flying under the radar more than the Warriors because they're not the Warriors. But the Clippers are a team that I think is somewhat dangerous.
They're going to be a hell of a team when they get into the Big 3 next year. when they start playing against guys their own age, they're going to be good.
Man, they're going to be tough to stop. All right, when we come back, we will take a look at what's going on in the world outside of sports. We got some fun stuff today. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
I hope you woke up this morning, washed yourself clean underneath a Connecticut water softened shower. If that's you, you're doing things right. Carry on about your day. If you did not, if you don't have a Connecticut, it's hard to describe what you're missing if you don't know what you're missing. So I'm going to tell you what you're dealing with that you probably didn't know there was a fix. You probably have a water softener and think, that white powder that I'm seeing on my dishes, that's just normal. That scaling that I see around every faucet, that's just San Antonio water. That different taste or that inability to get all the soap off you, well, that's just life. Well, guess what? No, it's not. It's your water softener. Connecticut water softeners take care of that and so much more. So much more that you will never see and never have to deal with. That's why you get a Connecticut, because they work in ways that you might not have considered. See, a Kinetico doesn't plug in. There's no motherboard. There's not a bunch of modern technology to brag about. We're just talking about something that works and has for over 50 years. Kineticos don't plug in. They only work when you do. It saves you on salt, saves you on power, and it saves you on confidence. So you don't have to worry about your Kinetico something weird breaking because there's nothing extraneous. And there's never been a better time to get a Kinetico than right now. Now, first of all, they want you to try before you buy. They'll give you, for 90 days, they'll come and put a Kinetico in your home to see what I'm talking about, to prove that what I'm saying is true. And when you decide, they've got great financing. There's up to $1,500 on your current water softener. There's some cash in it for your trade-in, but you got to make the call to find out what I'm talking about. And if you do, they'll come out pretty quick. The number's 210-468-1891. Call them. Call them right now. They'll be out before you know it. That's Kinetico water softeners. Get the very best in your home, and then you can come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. Just cleared a trouble spot. That wreck at I-10 eastbound approaching Medical has cleared. Looks like this road work on 35 northbound from 1604 to Olympia Parkway is in the clearing stages, but for now it is still heavy, still has the roadway reduced to one lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Whataburger. Good morning. For a limited time, stop by from 6 to 11 a.m. daily and get the $5 breakfast Whata deal. Either a taquito or honey butter chicken biscuit and any drink for just $5. Available only at Whataburger.
Join us for San Antonio's premier fiesta event, Taste of the Northside, presented by H-E-B, Thursday, May 1st at 6. Experience gourmet food and wine tastings, sip on elevated spirits and cold brews, and enjoy live entertainment at our new location, The Rock at La Cantera. All proceeds benefit Brighton Center, serving children with disabilities and developmental delays in San Antonio. Limited all-inclusive tickets are $300 in advance and can be purchased at tasteofthenorthside.org. Viva Fiesta!
Here in Texas, we know that trust is earned and reputation matters. Since 1993, Thomas J. Henry dedicated himself to building a firm that injured clients can trust and that Texans can respect. A firm where no defendant is too big and no case is too small. Backed by a track record of success and a commitment to our clients, Thomas J. Henry remains the name you can depend on if you have been injured. Trust the firm that stands for you. Trust Thomas J. Henry. San Antonio, Texas.
Hi there, I'm John O'Hurley. You know our pets are beloved family members. But sadly, though, there are so many dogs that get euthanized every day due to the lack of funding. To give them a chance at adoption, I invite you to support Puppy Food Bank. Thanks to generous donors like you, all of the food sent to pet shelters from Puppy Food Bank never comes with a bill. So please go to puppyfoodbank.org and make a generous, caring $15 donation every month. Your donation will absolutely save pet lives.
Mellow Mushroom has the best pizza in San Antonio. Mellow delivers the best pizza experience with their delicious dough, premium ingredients, and unique flavors. Delivering a higher order of pizza is the standard. If Mellow can make a pizza this delicious, imagine what they can do with munchies, greens, calzones, and burgers. Mellow Mushroom has San Antonio's best happy hour with food specials and half-off adult beverages. Mellow Mushroom is at 1604 in Stone Oak Parkway. Hang with friends, watch the game, and mellow out at Mellow Mushroom.
Look, there's feelings, and then there's the facts. If you're feeling like your finance team is bogged down in mundane manual tasks, the fact is, you need Ramp. Ramp is the corporate card that makes the expense process fast and easy. The moment your team makes a purchase, Ramp handles everything. Receipt collection and approvals, the works. With Ramp, you can cut your month-end close from 5 days to 1, customize approval workflows, and get complete control over every transaction. Facts. Over 25,000 businesses trust Ramp, including Shopify and the Boys and Girls Club of America, which is why they were just named #1 in spend management by G2. Facts. Start using Ramp and you'll have more time to spend scaling your business, and that'll feel really good. Upgrade to Ramp for free today and get $250 at ramp.com/radio. Ramp.com/radio. That's RAMP.com/radio.
Cards issued by Sutton Bank members of FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. What if you could build a six-figure retirement income with almost half the money saved? You heard that right. Get a discount on your retirement, creating a six-figure income with 40% less than traditional 401ks and mutual funds. Hi, I'm Brett Kitchen, best-selling author and executive producer of the award-winning documentary called The Retirement Deception. In this film, we traveled over 20,000 miles interviewing real Americans who've retired successfully with a great lifestyle and peace of mind. They share their stories on how they get more retirement income with the same dollars saved, and the money is never at risk if the market crashes. That's right. If the market crashes 30%, you lose nothing. Even the super wealthy are shifting money to this new strategy because it increases their retirement income or can allow them to stop working years sooner. So if you're over 50 and want a bigger, better retirement with less money saved, call to talk to a specialist and get a free copy of this brand new film at 1-800-689-4242. This is a $30 value, but when you call today, you get it completely free. I'll even cover shipping and handling, no credit card required. So don't delay. Call right now, 1-800-689-4242. That's 1-800-689-4242. Again, 1-800-689-4242.
If you missed the Blitz with Jason and Joe, then you missed this.
Truth be told,
Technology
right?
problems,
Technology. They talked about it, that Joe was going to send you home and you do sports from home back in the TV days.
Obviously.
I said, well, okay, is somebody going to come over and set that up? No, we can't send anybody over there. I said, well, I guess we're screwed then.
Yeah.
Good God, not how to set that stuff up.
Right home with the Blitz. Afternoons 2 to 6 on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star. You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
Now, Rygle is a little higher.
Puro, baby. See, back in my day, there were two songs you heard at every quince. This was one of them.
This was one of them.
What was the other one? It was Santana. Ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to welcome.
Yeah.
Bringing
or
the,
weddings. Yeah.
Bringing
I remember that as a wedding march.
Oh yeah. Donating the cake. Donating the.
All right, I got a couple wild stories for you today.
Uh-oh. What do we got?
Imagine this. A woman in Georgia, a mother of four, 67-year-old Shirley Obert, got into a car accident. A terrible accident. It was a total of the vehicle. She was last seen wearing a red shirt and black pants, a Chick-fil-A work uniform. And she gets into this car accident. It's a disastrous wreck, yet somehow she walks away unscathed.
Mm-hmm. It's a miracle.
And she says, man, this is a miracle. I've got to go find some help. So she starts walking. She goes into this wooded area, like trying to walk to get some help.
Is she stunned and bloody?
She's not bloody, but she is probably a little shaken up.
Okay.
Well, after walking away unscathed from the car accident, she fell into a well and died. What? Imagine that. You get into this insane car wreck.
I think you buried the lead.
You get into this car wreck, your car's flipped over, it's smashed to bits. You crawl out, you say, oh my God, it's a miracle. I've survived. And then 5 minutes later, you fall down a well and die. What are the odds of that? Like,
well, it's like someone surviving the Vietnam War, coming home.
But 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's like you've got, you've just had the worst day of your life. You've been in this horrific car accident, and then 5 minutes later, you fall down a well.
When God's calling you home, He's calling you home.
It's like Final Destination.
Oh, no, he just whiffed on the first try. No, he's still going to get you. You just, oops.
Wow. Oh,
is there a well close she can fall into?
Oh, man. Well, you know what? It's not funny, per se. This is why you can't trust women, Rob.
One reason we have.
A lady named Anna A.
I don't even know her last name. I don't trust her.
They don't want to give her last name.
Shifty.
She is 37 years old.
We believe that, too?
Allegedly.
Yeah.
Okay.
she's married and 8 months pregnant. She told her husband, "Hey, I'm going to the doctor. I need you to pick me up." And wife's 8 months pregnant. Of course, what am I going to do? I'm going to go pick up my wife. Well, little did the husband know that he is now an accomplice to crime because she wasn't at the doctor. What was she doing? Robbing banks.
I've heard of this where you call an Uber.
Multiple bank robberies. And she's like,
Uber.
Hey, babe, I just had my checkup at the hospital. Can you come get me?
Why are you wearing a pantyhose on your head?
He's like, oh, right? What are you doing with that bandit mask?
Why are you wearing a pantyhose on your head?
I thought COVID was over.
Yeah, so it turns out,
why is all your money pink?
He was the getaway driver. Didn't know it, but was the getaway driver.
And so that's the story he told, did he? Wow. Just picking her up from work.
Yeah.
I normally drive 170 home.
She robbed 2 banks in Poland after being inspired by gangster films she watched during her pregnancy.
It's a girl you take home to mom.
She's been sentenced to 4 years in prison. She had told her husband that the money stored in a suitcase in their basement was from a lottery win.
So, yeah, you believe his testimony.
Yeah. Both my son and my husband believed what I told them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
As long as I gave him 100 and tell him to go have some good time.
Sure. Yeah. She gave birth to the baby behind bars.
She's enterprising. I think she's going to turn out fine.
She'll be all right.
I know you don't fly, Vic, but do you know that airplanes there are more farts let out on airplanes than pretty much anywhere else.
Oh, it's a pressure thing.
Yeah, I've seen a bunch of
science.
TikToks about that.
Yeah.
And it's also airport food.
And it turns out there's a real explanation behind it. I didn't know this. It's obviously flatulence is built up. It's a buildup of gas in your bowels.
Right.
During the digestion process, undigested food goes from the small intestine to the large intestine, and then bacteria
eats it up,
and then releases as a gas.
Yeah.
Like yeast in dough is what it is.
Okay.
On the ground, we experience atmosphere of pressure of about 14 pounds per square inch, and most folks fart. How many times a day on average do you think most people fart?
1,000. I don't know.
1,000 is too high.
Depending on what I've eaten.
I'd say about 20, 30 times,
I'd
maybe
say,
50 times.
I'm a good 100 time a day.
Yeah.
The average, geez, what's wrong with
I'm
you guys?
farting right now.
The average person farts about 12 times a day.
That's it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, they're not having any fun.
But
I crop dust every elevator I'm in.
In an airplane, plane cabins are pressurized at around 11 psi. The lower the air pressure, the more bloated you feel.
That's why your shoes get tight.
This makes the gases in your body expand, which cause your ears to pop. Mm-hmm. Same phenomena.
Right. Okay.
And means that you actually fart more. They say if you want to do a science experiment, next time you're on a flight, bring on a small bag of unopened chips with you.
And watch them get tight.
And the air that's sealed inside the bag will expand like a puffer fish within about 20 minutes of takeoff. And if you open the bag,
it'll smell like a fart.
The gas will rapidly escape, which may cause a mess. Not only that, but because the bag is so bloated, it might be difficult to get a firm grip on the top to open it up. But you'll see, that's what's happening to people. So if you're experiencing extra gas during flights, it says it's probably just best to go ahead and let it rip.
Let her go.
An airplane's air filtration system is designed to absorb and neutralize pungent odors, even farts.
Yeah.
But it does say if you're looking to avoid the social faux pas of farting in public in the first place, then maybe don't eat certain kinds of food. Don't eat a bunch of carbs. Don't drink sodas.
Don't eat anything.
Yeah. Foods with low fiber content, bananas, eggs, and white rice are a better option.
Eat a bunch of raw eggs on the plane.
And maybe
I want to sit next to you.
And maybe eat a little slower if you
some
don't want
raw
to
eggs
gas out the plane.
Maybe bring a fish sandwich.
Yeah, don't
we
go
really
to the,
like that.
Don't go to the Asian buffet
Yeah,
before you go on that
well.
flight.
Maybe some old salmon. Bring that. I mean, it's healthier.
I'm going to read an actual headline. Discarded lifelike sex dolls keep fooling German police.
Well, isn't that always the way?
What? Oh my God!
These real dolls look so much like
real dolls.
They look so much like humans that they have resulted in numerous false alarms where people have mistaken them for bodies. So a guy was picking up a twig on the ground next to a bush. He poked in a plastic bag and a burnt hand popped out. He called the cops. The full machinery of a murder investigation swung into place. The homicide unit, forensic team set up floodlights, a 3D scanner, and a drone. And
this is them right here.
and they called an undertaker. And guess what? The charred remains of a naked, unidentified woman happened not to be a woman. It was a next-generation sex doll known as a real doll.
I'm looking at them
Because they
what's their
appear
name?
lifelike and do not require inflation.
They're $4,000.
And what are their names? They're all good stripper names.
That's Serenity, yeah.
Yeah, they had Serenity.
Let's.
Go back,
I think I saw a Destiny, a Crystal.
Well, apparently the problem when you have a full-size
Harmony
sex doll that doesn't require inflation is storing it becomes very difficult.
It's kind of creepy. You just put them in your passenger seat so you can drive in the HOV lane.
The thing is, like my guess is what's happening with these things. It says they're rubber, so they're they're it doesn't say rubber, but it's like they're not plastic.
Latex.
So it's not something you can just like light on fire and it's going to shrivel up and burn like a balloon. This is like it's made to feel like a person, and they're very difficult to dispose of. So
why would you dispose of one?
Well, let's say
paid $4,000 for
I
it.
know, but let's say let's say you lived in a town away from your wife for a year.
Okay.
And then your wife showed back up after a year.
It sounds vaguely.
You can't just have a real doll laying around your.
So what are you going to do with yours?
Your one-bedroom apartment.
So what are you doing with yours? You going to burn it and throw it out back?
There's not much of a secondary market for used ones either.
No.
So you have to do something. So apparently a lot of these people in Germany have been like going out into the woods and burying them. And
I like this one.
Which one are you
These
into?
aren't real women, Vic.
Solana?
These aren't real women.
Ooh, look at Solana.
Vic.
Oh.
Hold on, look.
Stop.
Oh,
no.
Oh, my God.
Oh, no. Vic.
So she's fully opposed.
Oh!
We have fake nipple.
Yeah.
How do you know they're fake?
Are they implants?
But she needs a different name if they're real.
There's actually 2 reviews.
Oh, what do the reviews say, Vic? She get 5 stars, huh?
Yeah, she got 5 stars
What do the
on both.
what do the reviews say?
Oh.
Oh.
Wait a minute.
What give me the she's high dollar.
That's a $7,000.
Solana is $7,400.
Well,
So
those
the
are
full body is 4,000, and then
what? D cups,
Yeah, I
C
guess-
cups, E cups.
So what do you mean the full body's 4,000? What's 7,400?
Well, you got your add-ons. You got your you got your special coatings. You got your rust resistance.
Okay, the vaginal has a Bluetooth.
What?
Did you want?
It has a Bluetooth vagina?
Did you want your Bluetooth vagina?
How does what does it do? Like,
oh my God!
Does it?
Oh my God!
Friends, you get to choose your
If you want a large one, it's $100 more.
you get to choose your hair pattern.
Yeah, look, or shaved.
Does shaved cost less?
Yeah, look, it's not extra.
It's not much work involved.
I would assume shaved costs less because they don't have to tape
That's
on
a job.
glue on a
What do you
merkin.
do? Well,
Look,
I'm a designer. I'm a custom.
I'm a hair designer.
oh, this is why it's a lot.
Oh,
What is that?
Additional inserts.
like,
Oh,
See?
I can't read it, so give me
Yeah,
an
so like 4 inserts is 1,000 more. 5 more inserts is $1,250.
inserts.
I guess places to put.
Good grief!
how many do you need? What's 5?
Look at the number of
Who
choices
thought of
you
this?
have.
Real women don't have 5.
2. Well, how many choices of 2,
Oh,
4,
look.
6,
Wait,
8?
You could put a custom face.
Well, I would hope.
Oh, no. Freckles.
Can
No
you say-
piercings. Let's see.
Can you send like a picture of a person and say I want it to look like this?
Oh, look. Okay, so it comes. You can have it come with piercings too.
Oh, good.
You know, let's see. All piercings 400. Let's see, nipple bars and belly piercing and nose 150.
I can get it
And-
done for cheaper, for sure. I can do it myself.
And $400 for a stand.
Well, you
for
need
for
that.
the doll. And then
Okay.
$25 for the doll cleaning kit.
Oh, you gotta have that.
I think they could charge more.
That's a
Is that-
requirement.
I think they could probably charge $100.
I want you to read the reviews and give me an idea of what people are saying about
let
these
me
dolls.
Let me see. Here we go. What does it say? It says, "This is the single most exciting experience of my existence."
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Solana
Founding member of the Incel Club.
Has filled areas of my life I have given up years ago. She adds to my happiness and never causes me any grief or costs me anywhere near what a traditional relationship has in past years. I find myself longing to be home with her. Real doll has created perfection and happiness.
You know
what about the last one? What's the other
I
one?
would prefer you to be home with her, too.
Let's see. What seems like years ago, I pre-ordered one of the first Solanex heads with the body. About the same time, the Real Doll X app became available. My use of the app trickled down while I waited for the head, which is a mistake since the app is learning all the time. Once the robot arrived, I changed to a tablet and started getting serious.
Oh, yeah. I had to leave one hand free.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that review's too long. We can't read that.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. He wrote like a novel.
About
this is what he did when he started getting serious.
I haven't taken a life yet.
Oh, my
But
gosh.
soon
And
will.
a verified buyer, so there's at least 2 people on the planet that bought this.
Well, there's a lot in Germany that are just leaving them later.
I'm just going to start
And
hanging
it's
around.
like
and-
the police are asking to
that
please.
right there is amazing to me.
The police are asking to please dispose of these properly, but the problem is, like, if you get caught throwing one of these in a dumpster, the police are going to get called for that too. Like, what's the proper disposal? Like,
Right? If you want to get rid of it,
you
where
can't
do you throw
exactly
it
like
away?
leave it out on your at the end of your driveway for the heavy trash pickup day.
No, you cut it up.
For bulky.
That's not weird.
Just cut it up and just see like hands and feet laying in your front
That's
yard.
what the first guy who left a review did when he got tired of his.
Put it in a
you
wood
wanna,
chipper.
You want to make sure nobody ever comes to your door, that you don't ever have to deal with Jehovah's Witness or LDS.
Oh,
Put
boy.
that thing out on your front porch.
All right, let's take our last break. When we come back, we will wrap up the show the way we always do with a look at the daily lines.
I hope you woke up this morning feeling good. Nothing paining you or keeping out of life. If you did, carry on. But if you're like most of us, there's something probably painful in your life that's keeping you from doing things that you want to do. So many of us put up with it. We might hide it now and again with some sort of medication. We might even try to fix it ourselves, but those lingering pains turn into things that are even worse if you let them go. As a man of my age, I know if you're pained, get it fixed. And there's only one place I go, that's Arasti. Arasti providers are all around San Antonio, and they take care of the things that bother me the most. You know, those weekend strains, those honeydew things that might have caused a little shoulder issue, or maybe you got up with the kids and pulled a muscle here or there. If you're living in pain and need to get out, call Arasti. You never need a referral. They can take you immediately, and they accept most insurances. So what are you waiting on? Well, first of all, you got to find the place, right? The easiest way to do that is go to Arasti.com. There's a map on their website of all the providers. They're adding them all the time. I bet there's one less than 10 minutes from where you are now. When you walk into an Arasti provider, they're going to give you a full examination. You're going to find out what the problem is. Then they're going to fix the problem. Strangely enough, sometimes the symptoms don't reflect where the problem is. I'm a living example. I thought I had lower back issues. I didn't. It was my hamstrings. They fixed the problem. The pain went away. I want that for you. They're all around San Antonio. They're easy to get into, so why wait? Make the call today. Arasti providers are close, and they're there to get you fixed in ways you might not have thought of. And they do it fast, in under 4 visits. Over years of patients across this country, they've polled them, and they found that under 4 visits got 98% of their patients back in the game. I want that for you. Don't let pain keep you from doing things that you love. There's a fix out there. It's Arasti. Call them today. They're going to take care of you. When they do, tell a friend and come on by and thank me later.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Stars Spring Golf Classic is back. And it's all about having a great time. Grab your buddies, and ladies too, and hit the course for a fun, laid-back day of golf, laughs, and a little friendly competition at the Golf Club of Texas. Monday, April 14th. It's just $120 a player, or $400 for a foursome. A solid deal for a day of good times with your crew. The Spring Golf Classic benefits the Pan American Golf Association. But don't worry, this isn't some high-stakes tournament. It's all about kicking back, having fun, and making memories. Presented by Flight by England and sponsored by Ancira.com and PBL Motorhomes. After you've crushed it on the course, join us at the Hangar Bar and Grill on Potranco for the ultimate after party. Cold drinks, great food, and good times with all of your buddies. So grab your spot, grab your crew, and tee off for a day of unforgettable fun. Sign up now at sasportstar.com.
Hi, I'm attorney Steve Benke. If you've made the decision to divorce, you need an experienced attorney who can help. I've helped many people get through divorce, custody, child support, and alimony problems. Call me. I'm attorney Steve Benke.
210-DIVORCE or go to BenkeLaw.com.
Quarterback Jordan Love isn't just on Green Bay's team. He's also on the American Family Insurance team. Because like us, he believes in dreaming fearlessly.
Just chase your dreams and don't let nobody hold you back.
And we help protect those dreams with the right coverage so you can
dream fearlessly.
American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Who's cutting down the nets this year? Get in on all the tournament action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest upsets to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JQ to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
When you're in the thick of a project, Harbor Freight is the place that always comes in handy. Whether you're picking up something for your pickup truck or a power tool for your project, at Harbor Freight, your dollar always goes further. And these days, when everything seems to cost more, you can take pride in knowing that you get hard-working tools at hard-working prices. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
This message is for all the home improvement DIYers out there. Sherwin-Williams is running the play of the season with their spring sale. Get 30% off all paints and stains March 28th through April 7th. We're talking every color, folks. They still haven't made a jet green, but their shamrock shade is pretty darn close. That's 30% off paints and stains March 28th through April 7th. Shop the sale online or visit your neighborhood Sherwin-Williams store.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at ProgressiveCommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 new lines with autopay for well-qualified customers plus taxes, fees, and $35 per line connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
All right.
Just want to get some kicks.
We're rocking and rolling on a Tuesday. Let's wrap up the show the way we always do, though, with taking a look at the daily lines.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah! All right, the Philadelphia 76ers are at the New York Knicks. What's an appropriate line for that game?
A line out of the building. Let's see. I like the Knicks in 4, 5.
14.
Are they at home? I should have. The question should have been
14 and a half.
Are they in Philly?
They're in New York.
Oh, then yeah. Add
14 and a half. Add 10 for home. Yeah.
Seriously, with the Knicks, and this is a blood and they hate each other.
They do.
So,
what do the Knicks do? They beat the snot out of bad teams.
Yeah.
That's the Knick way. The Suns, the Phoenix Suns are at Milwaukee. Bucks -6.
Did we get news for Durant yesterday?
Not that I saw. No official news. So I'm guessing he's a game time decision, which means I'm guessing he won't play. Although they're right on the brink of making or missing the play.
I'm asking.
Like, what do you do?
I think it matters. I think that if he can play, they're going to have to play him.
How about the Portland Trailblazers +5.5 at Atlanta? That seems.
He's not even on the injury list.
Oh, really?
Embiid's out, Maxey out, obviously. Brunson is out with an ankle. Might want to pay attention
wow!
to that.
Hey, I just got some news, guys. Our golf tournament.
Are we sold? We filled?
We have one single spot left.
It happened fast yesterday. And I told Nick that we would be sold out by Wednesday, and we're a day ahead of time. One dude left.
One player left. If you want to play in the golf tournament, this is your last chance. You're the last one who can do it. Go to sasportstar.com. Get that last spot
Thanks
now.
For everybody. This is we're sold out 2.5 weeks ahead of time. This is a new record.
I'm stoked for it too, man. Warriors are at the Grizz. Warriors -5 on the road.
New coach.
How the Grizz do yesterday?
That is a good question.
Did they get the bounce? No, they lost again. They've lost 3 in a row, so now they're like, oh, new coach didn't help us out. We lost by 14 to the freaking Celtics.
I saw, and I have no verified proof of this, but I heard Taylor Jenkins was in town yesterday.
Oh, well, that's just.
It's verified. I just heard.
You got no proof of it, so you're just spreading rumors.
I
is
am.
what you're saying. That's not responsible of you at all.
Cheese may here and there.
Is it April Fools?
That's it was an April Fools. The Bulls are 5-point favorites hosting the Raptors.
I got them at 4.5.
Okay, well, there's 4. I'm seeing 4.5s pop off as well.
I like the Bulls.
I think I would too. Yeah. How about the Orlando Magic here in San Antonio? The Magic come all the way to San Antonio to be 4-point favorites against the Spurs.
Might be a little light.
It might be a little light. We saw the Magic play the Spurs earlier this season,
beginning
right?
of the year, and we lost that one too.
Yeah. Magic, they wore them out. That
was when they had all the Wagners.
Yeah. And then the nightcap, the Nuggies, -2.5, hosting the Timberwolves.
It's good. That's a low-key good game.
That's probably the best game on the board today.
Or you can watch that weird tournament that started last night.
The Crown?
I turned it on, and who did I see? Did I see Xavier minus the coach? Is that who I saw? I don't understand this.
I don't
get the allure.
So it's a 16-team single elimination. It can't be Xavier because
it was Nova. It was Villanova with interim coach.
It's all these teams that were not invited to the real tournament. Last night you had Butler over Utah, Boise over George Washington, Nebraska. It's Corn over Arizona State, and Georgetown over Washington State. Tonight you get DePaul, Cincinnati, Colorado, Villanova, Oregon State, Central Florida, and Tulane, USC.
Why? I have so many questions about this. So the
Why
portal
are we
is
wasting
open.
time? Yeah.
The portal. No, I mean, if somebody will buy a ticket, I mean, go do it. But if I'm a team, what am I doing here? Am I showing off dudes that play well enough to go and jump in the portal? And who am I playing? Am I scouting other? Because used to, when it was old school, you wanted to play these things. You got practice. Your freshmen got to play and do some things because your seniors were gone. Well, now your whole roster flips over every year. Why would I go play in this other than a paycheck?
I don't really know either. All I know is that I'm not sure how this works out because it says these games are taking place at T-Mobile Arena in Vegas. Like it says all the games happen at T-Mobile in Las Vegas, but that can't be. The tournament will be hosted at the MGM Grand Garden. Oh, it's at the Grand Garden and then T-Mobile. Okay,
so they're using both courts.
Because I was like, the Knights are playing tonight, and I know they're not going to skip a Knights home game for these crummy teams.
This will be in.
So they're going to be they'll be at the Grand Garden tonight.
Well, wait a minute. No, I'm looking at the NIT. Sorry, I was looking at the NIT.
Okay, so it makes sense now. They're going to be across the street at the MGM. Speaking of the Golden Knights, they are taking on the Edmonton Oilers. VGK minus 160. The Capitals.
We're down to
five away from the record. They're minus 225 in Boston.
Come
tonight.
on, Boston, give him one.
Florida Panthers minus 185 at Montreal. The Senators minus 200 hosting the Sabres. Predators are at the Blue Jackets. Blue Jackets minus 195. The Islanders host the Lightning. Lightning minus 175. The Blues minus 175 favorites hosting Detroit. The Utah Hockey Club minus 185 favorites hosting Calgary. And the Ducks minus 185 favorites. The Ducks being minus 185 favorites can only mean one thing. They're playing the San Jose Sharks, and they are. The LA Kings minus 120 against the Winnipeg Jets. Major League Baseball. We still got some of that even, friends.
Busy.
Sandy Alcantara and the Marlins host the Mets. Kodai Senga. The Mets minus 160. The Rangers, Nathan Eovaldi on the mound. They are minus 140 at Cincinnati. Will Warren goes for the Yankees. Corbin Burns for the Diamondbacks. It's a pick'em in New York. Thomas Harrington is a made-up person who is allegedly pitching for the Pittsburgh Pirates
Sounds like
today.
A soap opera character.
Against Shane Baz and the Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays minus 175. Trevor Williams and the Nats take on Jose Barrios and the Blue Jays. Jays minus 165. Shane Smith, also a made-up person for the White Sox, is hosting Minnesota with Simeon Woods Richardson, also made up, minus 160, the made-up pitcher for the Twins. Chad Patrick, seems kind of made up, minus 120, the Brewers hosting the Royals. The LA Angels are at the Cardinals. Matthew Liberatore going for the Cardinals in that one. They're minus 150 favorites. Hayden Wesniewski goes for the Stros today. They're hosting the Giants. And Logan Webb, minus 120, are the Giants. Even money back on the Astros. Astros got thumped last night by the Giants. Yeah. Sucked. Michael King and the Padres, minus 175 favorites, hosting the Guardians. Casey Mize and the Tigers are at Seattle. Logan Gilbert going for the Mariners. They're minus 170.
And the Cubs.
The Cubs look to...
You need a score.
Look to up their total after only putting up, 14 last night? 18 on the A's.
Yes, sir.
Justin Steele going for the Cubs today, minus 135. Luis Severino for the A's. And how about this one? Chris Sale and the Braves. Chris Sale's a plus 120 dog against Dustin May and the Dodgers. They're minus 140. Dodgers undefeated. Braves
Sale's going to do it, baby. This is the time.
I think
Chris
they get
Sale.
off this tonight. I at least like the under 7.5 there. Either way.
I bet the over yesterday was a bunch of blowouts.
Yeah. All right, friends. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do this all over again on a hump day. Jason and Joe bringing the Blitz at 2.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
The Valero Texas Open is a can't-miss event.